Oh man, now we have to brand this as explicit.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to our Trail of Cthulhu Eternal Lies campaign. My name is Kevin, and I'm the GM. These guys over there, maybe, are the players. Players, walk yourselves on down the line. Give a little intro.
I'm Andrew. I'm playing Harvey Cohen, the ex-government scientist who is tagging along with this crew to hopefully be able to continue his research somewhere down the line if he doesn't end up babbling into a corner in some asylum somewhere.
And I am Nick, and I'm playing Kitty Kennedy, the recently almost kissed and in impending danger actress who is also trying to avoid ending up in an asylum somewhere. And on down the line, it's then Aaron, Kim, and Alex.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
the order.
All right, I'm Aaron, and I play Fritz Drechner, the German antiquarian, who is, I guess, watching as Kitty or her new boo gets shot. One of the two.
Could be you.
And my name is Kim. I'm playing Gus Allen, pilot extraordinaire, along for the ride, trying to find his origins in this whole mess and hopefully stay out of the asylum in the process.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex, and I'm playing Damon Smoke, a private investigator who, I guess, didn't ask for this, but was totally happy to go along with it. And I'm not entirely sure where I am in the story right now. Am I in the club?
Yeah, you're there.
You always
Oh, you're in the
I guess I
club.
pull out my gun when I hear the gunshot.
All right, great. Okay, yeah. So, like you said, last session we were in the middle. You had tracked your latest lead to the La Paz nightclub. Let me bring you back to La Paz.
Oh, baby, I'm ready.
Get that sweet, sweet music. There we go.
All right. So,
The band just plays through the gunfire.
well, no, hold on.
They're
We're not there yet. So, yeah, just been talking to forget his name, the band, about having played with Letitia de la Luz, and Mr. Alcatraz had taken Kitty onto the dance floor. He took her for a big dip to seal the deal. All of a sudden, a gunshot rings out through the club. Oh, let me move you over to the club. You guys are still on this.
Title screen.
Yeah.
That's not the same club we were in before.
I found another picture.
New
I like this
club.
one better.
Oh, this is better.
Yeah, Andrew, you can resize the pictures too if they. If
Yeah,
they're not
yeah,
the right size.
I did it. This is good, I think.
No, actually, I think it should be smaller than that.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure, a lot smaller. Okay. Anyways, so people go screaming. People dive under chairs, under tables, and you see at the front of the club, Harvey. There's like some group of people, like walking into the front doors, and one of them is has a gun in the air.
Okay, is it a handgun? Or
Yeah.
Like a,
Mhm.
Okay. And there's only one of them.
No. There's a whole group of them.
Oh, a whole
What
group.
happened to all those pistols that we had back in the day?
I don't think I have one. Okay.
I have one.
I have my pistol.
I'm going to point them out to my companions and then start scanning for like a rear exit, like a entrance to maybe like backstage.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you look. You can see there's a stage exit. Right, there's a stage door. Kitty, what do you do?
When the gun goes off?
Yeah.
Well, did the kiss land or not?
The kiss didn't land. No. Just you and Santiago.
Land it, Kitty.
Go for
He
it.
like throws
Get
you
in there.
behind him.
Yeah. I'm gonna like scream loudly, and Kitty like wraps her arms around his arm, and like tries to peer around him to see what's going on.
Okay. All right, yeah. So you see several men, armed men, like busting into the front of the club. Another like shot goes off, and another like wave of screams rings out through the club. All right, what are the rest of you guys doing? So we got Harvey, we got Kitty.
Richard's not there.
So we were all sitting at like a table or something like that, right?
Yeah, you were sitting at a table with the band, talking to them.
All right, like flip the table up so we can hide behind it, shielding us from whoever's at the door. And then, assuming we all still have those pistols, then I will brandish mine as well.
All right, cool. Fritz,
Return fire.
Damon.
I assume that there's the crowd is kind of around us, moving towards the opposite direction from the gunfire.
Yeah, a lot of people are confused. There seems to be a lot of panic and not a lot of like certain people have seen that there's a group of armed men at the front, but other people just hear gunshots and screaming and are just kind of running.
Right, I assume they're kind of running in the opposite direction of the gunshots.
Sure.
As best they can.
As best they can. Yeah.
I'm going to try to slip into the crowd and move towards a position where I'd have a view of what was going on from a different angle.
Okay, cool. All right.
And I'll head like in the direction of the gunfire, but I'll stay low. I'd like to use stealthier if possible, just to like go under the tables, but actually head in their directions.
Yeah, totally. All right. Yeah, give me a stealth roll. All right, we got 3.
Super stealthy.
Okay. So the screaming continues. People begin to run in all kinds or continue to run in all kinds of different directions.
Great. Well, I want to say I want to like pull Santiago's arm and start trying to also run in all different directions.
Are you headed anywhere in particular, or?
I want to head towards my companion.
Okay, great. Okay, so you guys run over towards the table where Gus is. You can see that there's a man. He's got like a bald head and like a mean look in his eyes, and you can hear him shout in broken English. He says, "That is them over there!" And he some people start like running towards you with guns, and one of them takes a shot. Gus, right next to your head, like a bullet hole like appears in the table.
All right, Gus will like keeping his head down and kind of like poking the pistol over the table, like trying to just like return some fire. Maybe hopefully
Cover
get
fire.
them to like, hopefully maybe like slow them down a little bit.
Roll wild gunfire.
Yeah. So the only thing I want to say about that is that there are a lot of people around. Does that bother you?
Gus will be a little more
there may be a
judicious.
few less now.
Okay. No, you can do it, but like there's people running around, and if you don't look where you're shooting a gun, it could be a bad situation.
All right, I'll poke my head out a little bit and try to take a slightly more judicious shot at I guess the guy running at us.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Make your roll. Firearms.
I think I re-upped. Oh, I have my single point. Yeah.
Okay.
Well
All right.
spent.
All right. So whoever wants to tell me what you're doing. There's men, sort of big men, sort of rushing towards Gus's table.
So if I see the guy with a gun take a shot at Gus, I will just, take a careful aim for wherever I am and like fire one right at him,
Okay. Yeah.
revealing my location. But
While he's shooting, can I have some sense of where everybody is? I'm a little.
Yeah. So
No.
you and Gus and Santiago and I think Harvey are behind the table.
Okay.
now, Kevin, I have a question. Is firing a challenge or no?
Yeah. I want you to make a firearms roll.
But
Or
is it a challenge?
No, I don't want to do it as a challenge.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Gus stands up out of the, Damon stands up out of the crowd and extends his arm and fires a shot into one of the guys. and he just sort of like flops over onto the dance floor, unmoving.
He's doing the worm.
Doing the worm.
And you can see. So there's. It looks like there's four more people left that seem to be like have weapons and be charging you. One of them is the guy that I said who spoke aloud with the Russian accent. And there's three others. They all sort of like start to like they turn towards you, Damon, and begin to like return fire, looking for cover of their own.
So I'll yell out like to the people around me, which I guess is Harvey and Kitty and band members and stuff. Like we have to get out of here quickly. Kitty, Harvey, just make your way towards the back of the club.
Okay. So Damon, one of them takes a shot at you and hits you in the leg for 5 damage, for 5 wounds. Okay, Fritz, you are at this point. You're sort of behind them, and so Gus and Kitty and Andrew and Harvey and Santiago and the band are going to try to get out of the back of the club.
So when you say behind them, what do you mean exactly? I'm sorry, that I find that a little confusing. Who's the them and what is behind?
All right. So if you look at the picture here, imagine the very back of that is where the entrance is. They're sort of coming towards you. Maybe you guys are like. I mean, where that couch is in the front, sort of maybe in front of that. I assumed you were walking towards the entrance with the crowd.
I was moving with the crowd away from the gunfire. Yeah.
Right.
So they're kind of my friends are still in between me and the people with the guns.
So the problem is the crowd's not really moving in one direction because the people with the guns were in the entranceway. So and that was like the obvious exit. So. It's not like everybody's bolted towards them.
Okay, so now I'm on the other side of the people with the guns.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fortuitous. So they're not looking at me.
Right.
Fritz pulls out his pistol and takes careful aim at the one who seems to be the leader of the group.
Okay.
Just like Verdun.
Ugh.
It didn't seem that careful.
All right. So there's like pops going off all over the place. People are screaming and running around. So Gus, you're staying at the table while Kitty and Santiago and Harvey and the band try to leave.
Well, yeah, I guess I was gonna try to cover their escape a little bit. That's why I yelled for them to leave, and I was gonna stay using the table as cover, trying to hold them up a little bit while they make their escape. Is there like an actual way to get out of this room behind us?
Yeah, so it looks like there's an exit next to the stage. I mean, there's definitely like a backstage. If you just run up on stage, you could get to the backstage. You also see Damon get shot in the leg and fall behind a table.
Right. So I was going to say that Kitty was going to leave, but when she sees Damon get hit, she like turns to react to that.
No, I like grab Kitty and I like shove her towards them. I'm like, go, I'll get him. And I like point towards the whatever exit is behind us, and I'll duck over to the table that Damon is behind, and I don't know if I have any more action, but I'll try to squeeze off one shot.
Tell me what you want to do.
Alright, so I pull Kitty, shove her backwards, and like yell for them to get out the back of the door, and then I'll like take a shot while I quickly duck over to the table that Damon has collapsed behind.
Okay, yeah. So roll your shot.
So here's the firearms.
Let's pour some nectar on this wound.
That's your solution to everything.
Okay.
So you take another shot. And another guy goes down, and you can see that you can hear the guy in Russian shout something, and the other guys start trying to like move away from you towards the entrance. They're like trying to stay in cover, and every once in a while they like stop and take a shot. So Damon, Gus is there with you. He's behind the table, and the rest of you, you can try to get up onto the stage and out the stage exits, or at least into the backstage. but you'd have to expose yourselves to run up on the stage.
Where's the back door
That
that
kind of a show.
they had gone through to try and find the band before it turned out that they were already on stage, like in the last session?
I don't think we ever made it to any of
Yeah.
that.
So I mean, the point is you gotta cross that dance floor area.
So Harvey's gonna scan around. They killed one of the gunmen, right?
They killed 2. No, yeah.
2. Okay, so are they are any of the bodies far away from where the rest of the gangsters are retreating?
Yeah. So one of them's sort of off to the side.
Okay. Could I on my hands and knees, ducking around tables, try and scamper over to the body to try and retrieve his pistol or his gun?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So make a you want to make a stealth check if you want
Stealth?
to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I won't spend a point. There we go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you reach the body. You can tell he smells of nectar.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
What's he carrying? A Kalashnikov?
No, this is just a regular pistol.
A pistol. Oh, right. They weren't even invented yet, were they?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll grab his pistol, and they probably have no idea I'm at this. I'm probably at a weird angle, an angle they're not expecting. So I'll just aim it, take my time, and just fire a shot at one of the leaders.
Okay. Sure.
All right. I'll use a point of small firearms. That's one of the things I just took when we got to Mexico.
Kevin,
Always good
Like
to
you thought it
practice.
would be a dangerous place.
Harvey's from the
Kevin,
street.
I'd like to tear or pull off a cloth and bandage my wound.
Okay.
With the
Sure.
help of first
Oh, you say
aid.
as soon as Gus gets over there, he starts trying to treat whatever gnarly wound Damon has. Though I don't have any first aid, so
I do.
it's gonna
I
be
just
half
tell you
damage.
to put pressure right here.
Go to
Fine.
the bar, grab some vodka.
I guess Gus follows Damon's directions as best as I can.
I take a glass of margarita off the table and just pour it on my.
That's salted those.
Oh,
That's not
salt.
gonna.
It's okay.
Good. Salt wound.
But
Get that
sugar
dog
in
over here.
So
The pain that makes me feel alive.
is that a corgi?
Sure. No, it's a Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu. Oh, awesome.
Shiba Inu.
Very cool.
But yeah, and so
Lexi.
here. Let me roll. Here's my bandage that up.
Oh, did I hit him?
Yeah. You
Okay.
did. All right. So another one goes down. So there's only 2 guys left, and they seem to
they-
be
Are they
trying
not
to
retreating?
a fighting retreat. Yeah, they're sort of heading towards the door.
What about the main guy?
He's there. Yeah, he's fine. The guy that you hit, Harvey, he's down on the ground, sort of clutching his chest, but he doesn't seem like he's not out cold like
Yeah,
the guy that
he's still a
Gus
threat.
shot in the head.
So once Damon's leg is quickly bandaged, I'm gonna yell again. I'm like, "Kitty, Harvey, let's get out of here!" And I try to pick up Damon and make my way towards the backstage door.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you can help Damon walk. It seems like that the other guys or the guys who are assaulting you are trying to retreat. And you guys can get out the stage if you want.
Yeah. I'll just make for the backstage passageway door, whatever it
All
is.
If they're retreating, I'm just going to quickly pat his pockets to see if he's carrying any more magazines, or maybe even a wallet if he has an ID card or something. I'll grab that too.
Take his clothes too and his shoes,
Yeah. I'll come in.
his belt.
Okay. Yeah. So you want to see if
I could use a good new set of clothes. Yeah.
Magazines or wallet.
he has one magazine and a wallet. Yeah.
Okay, I'll grab him and then move towards Kim or Gus.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So you guys can escape out the back of the theater.
Are they walking by me as they move towards the door?
Yeah, they are.
All right. After having my shot pushed off by one of the current screaming club goers, as they get closer, I'll try to take another shot at the leader.
Okay. Go for it.
But more club goers get in the way. And unfortunately, I shoot a small child in the leg.
This is why Fritz didn't make it
All right.
in the army.
Well, so he turns around as he's about to head out the door, and he fires a shot at you.
It clearly destroys you.
It's like, check
He
out
does.
this gringo.
7 damage with his pistol.
How much?
All right.
7.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, no, just 5. I already had the +2.
I thought you said 11. I was like, damn, that's how much it should be I have.
No. Yeah, I was doing the rules in Roll20. I don't have my dice with me, so. But it's fine. So yeah.
Do you have any idea where I got shot?
For 5, probably get hit in the shoulder. It's not bad. It's not gonna kill you, but
Clutching his shoulder and cursing in German, Fritz makes his way towards the back door.
okay.
Role play it.
Ah!
Did Fritz
Scheiße!
get shot? I'm so sorry.
So as soon as we get back in, I like turn around. I say, where did Fritz go?
Ich muss aus dem Club gehen.
Is Fritz not with us?
Weiter.
All right, there he is. Like, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys bust out of the back door into the I guess
Is Santiago just willingly coming along wherever I rush to?
well,
Isn't
He
also
almost
quite
missed you.
shot?
Of course he is.
the situation is not such that it's like, oh, excuse me, we don't know each other. I'm gonna take the other.
No, I mean, I didn't think it was that. I didn't think he was going to be
Will it
impolite.
lodge this
I just
spine?
didn't know if he was going to let me drag him through the crowd after my friends and such.
I'm not sure he has any choice.
Again, it's not really a situation where that has a lot of social context, right? It's just let's get out of here without getting shot. Not maybe
So
we should take it slow.
Do we come by car?
Yes.
But I guess that's out front.
Yep.
All right.
So you guys hear a car out front. You hear someone trying to start a car, and it sputtering and backfiring.
Is there a car around here?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, maybe
Big
we
enough
should-
for all of us?
Yeah. There's a pickup truck.
And Santiago? Okay.
All right. I don't really want to risk that there's another contingent of angry Russian mobsters out front. So why don't we grab this truck? I guess I like hop in the driver's seat and quickly check to see whether the keys are in there. If not, I'll try to hotwire it.
Yeah, so you just reach your hand, or you can roll a point. It's not really exactly right, but you can roll preparedness or use preparedness if you want.
Well, I could do that. I also have mechanical repair and all that, or electrical.
Whichever
repair.
one you want, whatever you want to do it.
Is it roll either way?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have a lot more points in electrical and mechanical repair, so I'll do electrical repair, I guess.
Okay.
I'll spend 2 points of electrical repair.
Is this Michael's doing from last game?
Oh, is
can
that
only
is this
assume.
still got a mustache?
2 games ago.
Is this like a
This
taco
is
truck?
the
What is
taco
that?
trolley. Taco trolley.
Taco trolley.
Oh, I would love a taco.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So, Gus, you just pull down the panel and spark some wires together, and the car starts right up.
All right. As soon as everybody's on board, I'll drive the other way, away from the club.
Okay.
I bleed profusely.
I will spend a point of first aid on Damon.
That's a good idea.
To try and bandage. Is that worthwhile, or do we need to go to a hospital? Do we need equipment and shit?
Whatever you guys want.
All right. So as soon as we're on the road, I turn around and say, "Is everybody still alive?"
Yeah, I'll. Well, I mean, can I inspect his wound? Is he still bleeding profusely? How is
Yeah.
it?
He's shot through the leg. It's not life-threatening, really, but
Okay, I'll spend one more point in first aid just to bandage him up a little cleaner and. Oh, all right. Well, I just take the bandage off and leave it there, I guess.
Just expose it to some air, you know. Let it breathe.
Gotta let it breathe.
You gonna be okay there, Mr. Smoke?
You gotta let the evil spirits escape.
I just put like pressure on my leg. I'm like, yeah. If I don't bleed out by the time we get where we're going, and then and I say, where are we going, Gus?
I guess.
What's the plan?
Back
Because
to
I could probably use a doctor.
back to the safe house.
No, I think we should go to the hospital.
Sure, we'll be safe there.
It's not
I
a
mean-
safe house.
I'm not sure if I'll be safe at a safe house with like a wound, and neither
Yeah.
will Fritz.
Does anybody
I
know
think
how
a
to get
safe
to the
house-
hospital?
What about this guy?
Santiago probably does.
Yeah. Kitty, ask your boo.
It's just so weird hearing you say that with an accent.
Santiago, having heard the entire conversation, all I do is turn to him with a questioning look on my face.
He says, "But you want a hospital? Is that what it is, or you want him to?"
Yo,
Yeah,
Oh,
you
where's
gives
the-
directions.
It was a safe place to get medical help.
Sure.
All right,
He
I
says,
guess I-
"Well, they're going to ask a lot of questions if we go to the hospital."
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know any good veterinarians?
How many witnesses are there in the club that a bunch of gangsters came in and started shooting at us? This is like the one situation in which we can deal with people asking us questions.
Yeah.
We actually haven't done anything wrong for once.
Well, no, it's not that. It's that they'll be potentially looking out for somebody going to the hospital having been shot.
Look, we didn't exactly leave LA under the most ideal circumstances there, Dr. Dreckner.
Shit, that's the last time we got shot at.
We also
You
killed
think that-
60% of them. They come looking
So you
for
really
us.
think that the hospitals in Mexico City are going to be in communication with LA about the possibility of a cold case that several of us might be involved in?
No,
Somehow I think that's
that
unlikely.
these
But if
guys
they
might come
a
looking
bunch
for
of
us
a
at the
bunch of
hospital.
foreigners showed up with bullet wounds, you don't think the cops are gonna get involved?
I'm sure the cops will get involved. I just think the chances of us being extradited to the United States are relatively low at this moment.
Yeah, it's
Look, I'm
easy
just
enough to
saying we
write this off
can't-
as a carjacking, right? Like we could just say that they tried to rob us.
I
carjacked.
appreciate
Two of us were shot.
that several of you have been shot, and that's unfortunate. But we have a larger problem at hand. Bizarre
What is
monsters
the
are
larger
gonna
problem than the bullet holes?
they're gonna summon some kind of evil hell beast in the Yucatan Peninsula if we don't
Right,
get there
what?
pretty soon. So I don't have
Why not?
time for us to spend a month in the hospital while
Okay,
you recover
I'm
from
not
some
saying
bullet
what's in
wounds.
the hospital. I'm
So
saying
before-
into the emergency room, a couple of stitches, boom, 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 we're on a plane to the Yucatan.
Boom,
I don't
boom,
see
boom.
why
It's
this
a
is a
problem in the
problem
first
for you.
place.
Before we go for that absolute desperate measure, why Kitty pushes Gus out of the way, and she's like, "No, dear. Let me show you how to really
Driving.
bandage a. Let me show you how to bandage a
Just
bullet
put the
hole."
driver out the way.
Good
Kitty
idea.
knocks Gus out of the door, tucks and rolls.
Wait, isn't Gus the one who tried to bandage?
It was Harvey, but it's
Oh,
fine.
no, fine. She
I'm
pushes
driving.
Harvey out of the way. She's like, "Dear, this. Let me show you how to bandage up a bullet hole."
She played a doctor on
Yeah, I
TV
played
once.
it.
Just the one
3
time.
episodes of Scrubs.
So I'm gonna try and let me see if I can do a little bit of a better job.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, it wasn't such a good job on.
She's like, no, the bandage should really stay on.
I'm like, you guys, why don't you just stop
I'm
touching
like,
it, the
no,
both of
it's
you?
true. Definitely, Damon's leg is not so good. But let me take a look at Dr. Dreckner's shoulder. Maybe that's
No, that's okay.
Maybe that's not far. Oh, it's so much worse.
I'm fine.
Kitty rolls her finger around in his bullet wound, I thought it would be a little easier to deal with this.
I'm with Gus. We don't need any kind of first aid. We're all fine.
Everything's
Kitty then
fine.
uses 3 points in conceal to simply cover up the bullet holes so that nobody can tell they're bleeding to death.
We could just put some
That's-
makeup on that, guys. Don't worry.
Also
We'll just
not helpful.
we'll just powder that right up.
Kitty Kennedy, worst friend ever.
Listen, they fired me from that show.
Alright,
As you can see why now.
Meanwhile, Gus will keep driving towards the hospital.
Έπεσαν οι τραυματιοφορείς.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So you get to the hospital.
Δεν είναι ωραία εικόνα
can you,
αυτό
like-
σίγουρα. Αυτό
Go
δεν
ahead.
είναι.
Like use things by proxy
Δεν είναι ωραία
through
εικόνα.
an NPC. Like, can I use streetwise to see if Santiago knows of like a more low down place to get treatment?
Εκνευρίστηκαν και οι άνθρωποι του εργοτέλη. Κώστα, για
I mean,
Let's
still
not go
like
to
a
like a
big
back
issue.
alley
Santiago
surgeon
can
in fucking
do it,
Mexico City.
Yeah, I mean, you can bribe somebody. It's not really a huge deal. We don't need to
Alright.
spend too much time on it.
All right, fine. They
Tell the
both
nurse
die.
to keep it on the DL.
Yeah.
Not a big deal, guys. We don't find the hospital. Both of them die, and
Oh,
Screws right
so
through
you
it.
mean I can go do some more work?
By the way, we
Right.
stole this car, guys. Just so you know.
What?
Good job, rooms are fine, but you sure got us your car? All right, so
Well,
so you
now we have a car.
Damon and Fritz get bandaged up. Fritz, your arm is going to go in a sling. Damon, you're going to have to like walk lightly on that foot, but you don't need a crutch or anything like that.
It's just a flesh wound.
Which arm is in a sling?
Whichever one you don't use to shoot.
Okay. Do
But
we
it
get
also
any health
happens
points
to
back for
be
this?
the arm that you.
What's that?
Do we get any health points back as a result?
Yeah, you can roll a d3 and get that many health back.
Looks like I'm fine.
What the hell happened?
23.
Oh, look
I
at
don't
that.
know.
3 hit points. Perfect.
Seems different than what I said. All right. So,
Well, we didn't learn anything about Maluz.
But we have this guy with us.
Also, here's the question: were they after? They seemed like they were after us, but I guess they could have been after. What's his face?
The band? He said no. He said there they are.
No, not the band. The
San Diego?
yeah.
But then,
I
like,
guess
wouldn't
it's
it be
more
like a
likely
there
they're
he
after
is?
Either way, I think it might be judicious for us to.
It could be that the Russian guy doesn't speak English very well, and when he says there they are.
yeah, so I guess you guys are at the hospital with Santiago and the band, including Javier
I
Lopez.
can make a really
the band is
small
with us.
map in order.
Yeah, I mean, like, you got shot, so they like went with you just to make sure that you're okay. You know,
Oh, all
what do you
right.
do when somebody you're with gets shot? Are you just like, hope that works out?
Sometimes.
Everybody's getting that truck. Let's go,
Mr.
guys.
GM,
Yeah. So Javier
I want to
Luna.
make a rule pointing.
Sorry.
I want to make a rule point of order really quickly.
Sure.
According to the book, when you use first aid points, you don't roll to see if you're successful. Every point that you use heals them 2 pieces of health.
Oh, all right.
So we
that's
actually
fine.
healed them like way beyond
Okay.
their nature.
All right. Then you guys are
Fish those
healed. But
bulls
you
right out.
still got your bandages.
All right.
All right, so I guess so. We're there in a hospital room with the band and the club manager and everything, and so yeah, what the hell was that?
So we're there in the hospital room with the band.
How many of us are in this like room right now?
Listen, it's a big room. They only have one room in this hospital. It's just a big open. What's wrong?
One gigantic hospital room. Yeah, do you have any reason to think that people with guns would come to attack you, or is what's happening here?
So Santiago is like looks concerned and confused and angry. Javier Luna sort of like glances down at his shoes and like looks away when you ask the question.
Senor Luna, it seems like you have something you should tell us.
He's still pretty drunk, actually. He says, "Hey, that was Konolov. I think he finally came to kill us."
Why would he
Kill
do that?
you.
Oh, he must be afraid that we know where Mr. Brooks is.
Do you?
He kind of like looks away for a second, and
I'll
he's
take
like,
that as a yes.
he says, "No, of course not."
Look,
Do
we
you
could have
know,
left you there. We did you a big favor by getting you out of that club. I think it might be you might at least owe us a little bit of honesty here. I don't have any social points.
All right.
I wish I had something. I think I have. One
Damon,
second. Let me make sure.
nope, definitely nothing.
I can't like electrically engineer him to tell me the truth. Right? I have 1 point of intimidation, so but I
I'll
don't
let you
know.
use intimidation. I think
Yeah.
it doesn't quite fit, but it's close enough.
All right, I spent a point in intimidation then.
Okay. Kind of like looks at his shoes and he says, I don't know exactly where it is, but I think I could drive there. I remember the turns that we took to get there.
We already have.
What was it? Was it?
Sorry?
Where was he? What did it look like?
It was the studio.
Yeah.
I mean, we were
This is where he
blindfolded.
performed with Letitia.
Yeah, it was. We were blindfolded on the way in. We were blindfolded on the way out. It was somewhere musty, sort of coldish. I don't know.
You'll have to take us there.
How do you know that's where Jonathan Brooks is now?
I don't know, but they went to some pains to keep that place secret.
That sounds like our best lead.
Okay.
I think so.
Everybody good to go? Everybody
Yeah.
got their bullets extracted?
C.
Yeah, I've got mine in a little vial. I keep it. Always.
Okay.
Well,
He says, "You want to go now?"
I think
Now?
What's
it
like the
might
middle of the night,
behoove
right?
us to do it sooner rather than later.
He says, "Okay, well, I'll take you there, but I'm too scared to go in. Brooks has guards and they have guns, and I'm sure there are worse things in there."
That's fine.
I've
Just
just
Get us to
Isn't
the
it like
location.
And he's drunk.
All right, he says, "All right, let me get to the keys to that car."
Well, you could tell us where to go. We'll drive.
All right, he kind of like stumbles out of the room. Okay, cool. All right, so it's nighttime, maybe 11:30. You
So
guys
in
get
case-
back. Goes that?
I was just saying, in case this place is like guarded, if we're gonna go right now, do we need to make any preparations? Anything we need to bring?
A plan, maybe?
That never works for us.
That's not your style.
God
It's not what
damn
you
it!
guys do.
We've never done it before, so how do we know?
All we need is a shovel and a gun.
That's true.
Who's bringing the shovel?
Well, Richard has it. Damn him.
So we don't even know what
I
the
mean,
place
what-
is, though.
where
We
are
should.
heading?
We should.
Like, can you tell us? Like, are we going to a deserted building in the middle of nowhere? Are we going to?
That's kind of what I
another-
was asking before. He didn't really seem to know much about it, so I think we
I
kind of just
don't-
need to get within eyeshot and then see what we're
In
dealing
some
with.
secluded
Yeah.
studio, yeah.
So we'll go like and maybe ask him to stop like a couple turns away, and then maybe we take it on foot or.
Kitty just has so much in the way of preparation ability, right? She can craft things and she can study things and she can get disguises and stuff, but I don't think we have any idea what we're going
Yeah, we don't
into.
know what we're doing.
Yeah, I think you guys are asking a little bit much for someone who's drunk and is going to try to get us there by recalling the turns that he took while he was blindfolded in a car once.
Hey,
I
sometimes
think
drunk
if we
memory
get
is real.
anywhere... Yeah, but usually that's when you are in the same state at the time that the memory was formed. I think if we get anywhere within like 17 miles of the place that we want to be, we should just call ourselves lucky.
How do you
and,
know he wasn't
come up
drunk
with a
when he
plan.
went
To be
there?
fair,
Yeah,
to be
he's a
fair,
drinker.
I don't.
he seems as terrified as he probably was at that point.
There you
So
go. Fear will guide us.
think
All right.
that's great.
So we're
Onwards
driving.
and
onward.
This is all
I'll
on the
drive.
road. We're talking, obviously.
All right, so you guys start driving.
Wow.
And he tells you to make some turns. At a certain point, Harvey, you notice that you're going like down the same street backwards that you were at like a couple minutes ago, and he's like, "Oh, I'll like make a left here," and then he like kind of starts to like doze off.
What? Will I fall
I think, we,
asleep?
I think we really need to wait till morning for this. This seems ill-advised.
Okay, fine. We'll take him back to our safe house and then sober him up in the morning and then go. Fine.
Okay, so you guys are driving along.
Ask him.
Go ahead.
Could we ask him whether he knows where Konovalov is?
He slurs out that like Konolov lives at the same place as Brooks.
All right.
So so you guys sort of give up and decide to go back, and all of a sudden, as you're driving down the road, he's like, oh, "Here it is! Here it is!" And he like points out the window at a couple of houses that are sort of at a cross of two streets.
Well, they're right.
Right, I like go another couple of houses and like pull over inconspicuously.
Are your lights off?
No, it's night.
That's not a good
be
thing.
driving around
I
couldn't
in
see.
the dark with no
You know how many
lights
bullets
on.
he has in driving? He's not gonna.
Safety first.
All right, fine. Do we want to leave this guy in the car?
Oh, this is not the right picture.
Yeah, just bring the keys with us.
Do we?
You guys don't have keys.
keys? I don't think we have the keys to this.
This car is quite hot wired.
Well, he's
Right,
drunk.
we'll leave him asleep in the front with his hands like carefully placed on the wheel, so that if
Yeah.
anybody comes along, it's clear that he's
What?
stolen this vehicle.
Wait.
Thanks for the help. Let me just frame you for, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto.
So you guys, next to the house that he pointed out, there's sort of a hacienda that looks sort of run down. You guys pull up in the driveway of that.
Gus, why are you using somebody else's driveway?
I mean, at this point, why
It's the least of our crimes.
All right.
Use a car,
Um,
use a driveway.
I mean, what are we? Yeah, so I guess this is the time to stop and have the planned conversation. that
So is
Harvey
it
wants
is it
to have.
completely like darked out?
Yeah, this building is totally dark.
The other
But
ones
what
have
about
lights
the
on,
the
though.
one that he pointed out as the building?
It seems like there's like a couple lights on. It's hard to say. That building has a bunch of trees around it and stuff. But it looks like there's a few lights.
I'd
All
say
right.
it could be time for the old reconnaissance.
Yeah, maybe just quickly.
I think that we have Kitty distract the person in the elevator, and then I'll climb up the side of the building,
Well, no,
and
but
one of you. What?
I would gladly sneak around and try and scope out the setup of the building
Yeah.
while you scale it with your sledgehammer.
Is it worth taking a look through this abandoned hacienda? I mean, it seems like a decent spot to put a sentry if they had one.
Well, right. It could also just be like their guardhouse, and there could be like 10 dudes with guns in there.
They would have lights on.
mean-
I mean, can we like scout first?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea to kind of scout around the area if possible. And then at some point we just have to go in.
Okay.
Frontal assault. That's usually how our plans end. We're like, all right, we couldn't tell what was going on, so let's just go in guns blazing.
Don't
Like-
worry, guys. I still have 4 bullets left in my gun.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so. I'd do too.
I grabbed an extra
I think
magazine.
you guys probably all reloaded them from the hospital stash.
Kevin, does
With what bullets?
does the bullets that in Kim's gun, do they use the same bullets as the Russians' pistol?
Yeah, that's fine. They're all like, I don't know, 45.
Okay, great. So I'll give you like 6 bullets out of that extra magazine, and you can top off your clip.
Alright. Let's just go in then. Let's round 'em up.
Everybody's
Pocket
disconnected.
full of shells.
Yeah. So we're just
What?
gonna go in and scout out the perimeter of the buildings with lights on.
Can I check around the truck real quick before we abandon it in care of the drunken band leader. See if there's like a flashlight or anything.
Yeah, there's a flashlight in it.
All right, I'll grab that. That might come in handy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, if you need to hit somebody over the head.
By the way, Nick, do you roll
see.
preparedness if you want to use it, or you just use it?
I can double check. I'm pretty sure that you. Oh, maybe it's craft. I'm thinking. I think it might be craft, where you just say like, you're like, oh, we need this thing cobbled together. I did that like before we got here. I think that's how craft works.
Okay.
But I have the book open. I'll check it real quick.
So what is preparedness used for in that case?
Preparedness. You expertly anticipate the needs of any investigation by packing a kit efficiently arranged with necessary gear. Assuming you have immediate access to your kit, such as in the boot of this car that we've stolen, you may be able to produce an object the team needs to overcome an obstacle. You make a simple test. If you succeed, you have the item you want. You needn't do this in advance of the adventure, but you can dig in your kit bag as the need arises.
Okay.
So, for example, Kim, roll
the
to see if you
flashlight,
brought a flashlight along.
All right. So I just I
You
spend
can
preparedness.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin, could I use a point of preparedness to dig in around in my bag for like chemicals I could use to make like a flash bomb or flash powder or something like that?
Sure, but I'll make it a little bit harder.
Okay, that's fine. I'll spend
Find, like, the
2 points.
Yeah, you find 2 flashlights, Gus.
All right.
Also, whoever would like to can make a sense danger roll.
Sense danger.
So I got
Sense
an 8.
trouble. Whatever.
Yeah, yeah, we gotta watch out.
Damon, what does your elven eyes
Trouble.
tell you?
I'm not gonna roll. I think I'd be focused on, like, walking straight.
All right.
I
I'm
do
like-
have sense trouble.
Harvey, yeah, you have the chemicals you need. You've got some phosphorus and, you can mix it with the
Magnesium
gunpowder
or-
from some of the bullets
Yeah,
or
great.
something.
Okay, so
Alright, here's
I'll create like a little flash bomb.
Your sense trouble. I'll spend 2 points.
Make it double.
All right, Gus.
We are on fire, boys.
Here.
Wait, we're on fire?
That's the trouble.
We didn't sense that at all.
The plan is not going well.
So he senses.
It's gonna be a bear.
Bear.
2 bears.
Worse. Bears.
He's
All right,
he's not making himself obvious, but you are eagle-eyed.
Looking at us.
Yeah.
Right, as I'm like rummaging through the glove compartment, I pull out the 2 flashlights, like turn around to give one to Damon, and all of a sudden Gus like freezes. He like stares at one of the windows of the Hala Siesta. He goes like, "Shh, there's somebody in there."
Is he looking at us?
Seems so, but it's hard to tell.
All right.
Gus, is there a tire iron or anything else like that in the trunk of the car?
Should be.
Why don't you roll preparedness?
Not my car.
Yes?
Sure, we can try that.
We're on such a hot streak.
Try. This is my last point of preparedness.
There's a tire iron.
Okay, let me get that tire iron.
All right. Yeah. Sure. All right. So yeah, I like. I say like. All right. There's like the second window from the door. Trying to be like subtle and not like point and alert
Okay.
the figure to the fact that we might know.
Do I
He
see
points at
the
the
window?
third window from the door.
Do I see the window he's referring to?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go take a leak. I'm gonna start walking off the road casually and just like stand next to a tree and like pee. And I'm just gonna wait a little bit so he like maybe his eyes might come off me and just slip behind the tree a little, like slowly angle myself behind the tree and then kind of slip away and make my way towards the hacienda.
Okay, yeah, make a stealth roll.
Okay. I'll spend a point.
Okay.
Yeah. On fire.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's hard to see him. He's only basically a silhouette in the darkness.
Mhm.
But it doesn't seem like he notices you.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna start working my way towards the hacienda and try and get once I get close enough to the building, I'll be out of his sight line.
Yeah. No, you're right up next to it. What you notice though is that basically the inside of the hacienda is all collapsed. The outer walls are basically all that's standing.
Okay.
And it seems like there's a little bit of a stair that goes up to just like the edge of a floor that he's standing on in that window. It's actually not really a window; it's just kind of an arch.
Do I see a way to get up there with him?
Yeah, there's like a half a stairs that goes up to like a 4-foot wide section of floor that is on the second floor.
Okay, I'll make a motion to everyone with my hand, just wait, don't move.
Everyone staring at you.
Yeah.
Are we,
Everyone's like.
somewhat subtly
can't see him,
start
but they're like,
rummaging
"Oh,
around.
it's fine,
We keep
Right.
rummaging around the truck, I guess.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna start sneaking my way up the steps with the pistol in my hand and just try and get as close as I can without alerting him to my presence.
Yeah, so you get up pretty close. You can see that he's kind of crouched on the balls of his feet up in that arch. You walk up behind him, but you're afraid that if you get much closer, he'll hear you. This is
Okay.
some kind of spy movie.
Is how high is the ledge on the window? Is it waist height, shin height?
So this is not even a window. This is just an archway.
Okay, could I just bum rush him and shove him out the window?
Yeah,
Why?
you could shove him off the side of the building, but it's only a 1-story building.
Okay.
No.
Then in that case, I will pull out my gun and say, in Spanish, obviously, don't move. Don't make a sound.
He turns his head to you and slowly starts to raise his hands.
Okay. When he gets his hands up in the air, I'm gonna say stand up.
He stands up.
And walk down the steps.
Okay. He
So-
seems compliant. He sort of walks down the steps.
Okay. I'll lead him out towards the truck, maybe 7 feet ahead
We'll
of me.
go to meet him at the entrance to the hacienda once. Can we see this happening, sort of, from the
Yeah.
truck? All right. We'll go meet him at the entrance to the hacienda or the ruin.
Okay.
anyways.
Okay.
I'll ask him how many more sentries.
He kind of glances to the side and says nothing, none.
I'll put my gun into his
Honestly,
right
I
into
wanna-
his forehead and say, "Don't lie to me."
Okay.
Where's the
Um,
girl?
Should I use
I
intimidation?
wish I knew how to say. Yeah.
You might have
Uno?
to use a point on that one.
I don't have a point, but I could just roll it because I'm not
Can I
terribly
use my
intimidating.
Honesty on his answer.
I should stop telling you when people are lying so easily.
You should imply it.
Well, I should make it harder than I was. But anyways, that's you. What's that roll?
I don't think
Oh,
you
that
can
was
roll
my
intimidate.
intimidate. Oh,
You don't
You
need
can't
to
roll intimidation.
Oh, all right. Well,
It's not a standard skill.
Okay.
You have to have a point to use it.
in that case, it's fair to say I think there might be another sentry. So I'll motion my hand to everyone quiet, and then point to the other side of the hacienda where he looked or glanced.
Okay, yeah. So he glanced into the interior of the building that is basically collapsed.
Okay, so while we move in, I'll walk with my gun against his head, so we have collateral in case we find another sentry.
Wouldn't it be maybe better to just tie him up and gag him and leave him here until we're?
So are you
done
guys
with the
walking
business?
around in the dark in this ruined building?
No, wait. Before we walk
We
into
should knock this guy out.
our certain death, I just say
Yeah, I'm with Nick.
I
I'm
don't
with Nick.
really want to walk around with him because he might just at some point say or yell help if it seems like we're getting too close to the prize, right?
True. Okay. In that case, I'll take my belt off and sort of hog tie his ankles together so he can't move more than 2 feet apart, so he can't run. And I will take a sock and sort of tie it around his mouth so he can't scream.
And then we knock him out.
But safety first. You don't want him biting off his tongue or anything. So
Okay.
good job, guys.
Yeah. Look, it's supposed to be like a detective show, right? Just go bonk on the back of the head and he's
Exactly.
out cold.
And
Well, I was
he's out
thinking
for
we could-
3 hours somehow.
I was thinking we could still bring him with him, but I guess you're right. All right, so bonk him on the head.
Yeah.
Move on.
No, we'll let the drunk guy watch him.
That's fine. That's fine. You can buck him on the top of the head. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. So you do that.
So the question
Goes up
is whether
cold.
we should be using our flashlights here.
I say no.
No. I don't. Well, I don't know if going in there is the best. Well, all right, we'll do.
Well,
it.
like dark ruins with no light. Like how much moonlight is there, Kev?
Not very much. It's a dark night.
But the last thing we want to do is like raise any alarm by getting more guards, right? Maybe we should go over to the actual house where we think Brooks might be.
My worry though is that they wouldn't send one guard out here alone. Like they would probably have two, and he did sort of motion towards the interior. Maybe he's taking this shift and someone else is back there resting, and they're gonna come switch
Well, then
and
maybe
rotate.
6 people shouldn't like bungle in there with flashlights.
Okay. Anyone else
It's on
want
the phone with us.
No, I agree with that.
Kitty would prefer to either scout out the house or the hacienda.
But
So
I
here's
think we should clear the hacienda before we try to make it to the house, because if we just wander over there, like there might be some guy in the window who's gonna like signal them that like here comes like 5 idiots.
So here's the obvious problem with the house. Is it's dark, and it's a ruined house. It's not like you can just like sort of. I mean, you could walk through it, but like very difficult to walk quietly through a ruined building at night.
Yeah.
Without like bumping into things or stepping on things or.
I'm saying like we might need to use the flashlights. It might be better than the alternative.
I heard him speak to me. How feasible is it that I would be able to impersonate him?
I don't think so. I mean, you could
Is that disguise? Like
like a yelp or something, maybe.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll search him. Does he have like a whistle or something to be used as a signal?
No.
Okay.
We should sneak over there and see what we can see.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Maybe like I don't know. Some of like we all go to the entrance, but we don't just like walk in like we scout bit by bit or something.
It's like in the middle of the night right now, right?
Yeah. It's you guys have been driving around for a while. It's past midnight, probably close to 1, maybe a little later.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like I think it would be better to use the flashlights than like go stumbling around some old ruin. Somebody's gonna get hurt.
He didn't have a flashlight though. I mean, I feel like if.
Yeah, so he knows the place. We don't.
Well, right, but that's the point. If another guard sees you just like walking around from far away, they might be like, "Oh yeah, that's the other guard on duty."
Right.
But if you've got a flashlight, they're gonna be like, "The fuck's my companion doing with a flashlight?"
All right. I'll have my flashlight ready in case something happens.
I'll have my
I
tire
guess I'll
iron
keep it
ready.
off.
All right.
I say we sneak to the entrance and see just what it looks like inside. Like, is it crumbling stairs and passageways, or is it like pretty?
We're in the entrance of the hacienda right
Yeah,
now.
you're in the
Oh,
entrance.
okay.
There's like walls standing here and there, but like just enough to make it like sort of difficult to navigate
Right.
without any light. But it doesn't seem like the roof seems caved in almost everywhere.
Is there any
most of the
moonlight
second
floor
floor
is
not
streaming through
intact.
the
Gus
non-existent-
turns to Damon and says, "So if you were going to post another sentry in a house like this, where would you put it?"
Ooh, nice.
What can I possibly use for that?
Well, you can look at your skills, or you can tell
Settle
me why
down.
Damon would know exactly what Damon did in the past that puts him in the perfect position to know this. And it has to reveal something about your character.
And then I'm
Well-
gonna assess honesty. Success.
So while Damon does that,
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kitty's gonna like slip forward just like a couple of feet, like
Okay.
like 10 paces from everybody, and just sort of like see if like she can adjust to the darkness. Maybe there's some moonlight streaming through the.
no, it's a dark night. But in fact, there was a dark night a few days ago, so this is actually the return of the dark night.
Ooh, it's over.
Guys, remember
Shut
when we
it
were
down.
talking about getting a new GM?
There's no insect noises here even. It seems like everything is dead quiet. It's
Yeah,
like it's like a tense,
All right,
Is
quiet.
that normal?
Kevin. What about like shadowing, right? Where like, Damon, being on many cases and so on, would like know where he, what points of vantage he could take to, if he was like watching somebody, right? If he was like trailing somebody without wanting to be seen.
Yeah, tell us about that time.
Yeah. It was
I can
just
do it
2
for you
days
if you
ago.
want.
He followed Kitty Kennedy.
I see. Okay. Sorry, I
So
misunderstood.
here's an example.
Sorry.
All right. Well,
I'll be right back.
Damon's house is burning down.
Alex's house is backing up.
that time when Damon's house burned down. That's why they call him Smoke.
Damon Smoke. Yeah.
Oh,
Yikes.
all right. Time to go. Time to
All right.
go.
Please.
Okay. So
It's fine. I'll be right back.
like I was saying, it's a dark night. So Kitty, as you step into the house, you can just notice everything is totally still, unnaturally still. There's no sounds of
It is
insects.
unnatural. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the shadows as they are, so as your eyes adjust to the little light that there is, seem to stretch out in weird directions, right? Like there's plenty of rubble and pieces of wall and half sections of the second floor, enough that everything is cast in different shadows. It's extremely hard to tell. Like you're staring at the ground,
Right.
and your eyes are just searching over it, trying to make sense of it. Because
would my knowledge of architecture help me sort of bring the image into focus?
Yeah, sure. Okay, sure. Yeah, you can spend a point.
Use a point of architecture. I see that stairway would be here and would lead up there.
Yeah. So what you can tell with architecture is that that if you follow the pieces of the second floor that are still intact, you should be able to stay clear of more rubble than otherwise. That might be able to help you navigate the house.
Pieces of the second floor. Okay. Interesting.
I guess only an architect would know that.
Right.
Don't worry, she was part of that play about that famous architect.
So Kitty sort of sees this and starts trying to kind of pick out a path.
Not on fire.
You're not.
Oh, okay. So Damon, a memory comes back to you of you shadowing a man.
Yeah, that's right.
You're on a case. But it's something you haven't remembered for a long time. You remember following the man deep into deep into an alleyway before following him into some sort of secret nightclub. You remember it was there that you first tried nectar, and you remember how the guards were arranged outside of this nectar den, and you remember the guards standing by the inner door where they brought the nectar out from. And that's what strikes your nerve chords.
Nice, I like it. So I could use a point of shadowing. Do you want me to?
No.
Roll.
No. This was an example of give me an illuminating piece of your character's past.
Got it.
Especially works for Damon because he has memory loss.
True.
So Kitty.
I just don't know when I'm allowed to tap into that memory loss.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Just
Rule
go for
cool,
it.
man. Rule
Got
cool.
So Kitty returns to the group.
Yeah.
And she whispers I think I can find a safe way through here. I don't know if all of us should go at once, but would definitely need to be on the lookout for other guards.
But I turn back over to Damon.
And Damon.
Damon, is your leg? Do you feel up to it?
Yeah. I mean, my leg is pretty much fine. It was just a flesh wound. It's fine. It was a graze.
Okay.
God, why were you whining so much in that truck?
It's because I was bleeding. It looked like I was gonna fall off. It was scary. What do you want me to tell you?
Tell my mother.
All right. So are we all gonna go? Are we gonna sort of stagger?
Well, so if one of you wants to go first, they can sort of pick out a path.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to look through it and sort of pick out a path and let them, I don't know, come in a staggered formation or something.
Okay.
So I'd like to focus all my attention to keeping an eye out for people and get a jump on them. Maybe pistol whip them, not necessarily shoot them.
Yeah.
But if anybody's within range, I'd like to incapacitate them.
I've got it.
Silently.
Damon, can you tell me as the leader if you go around this kind of corner, you might want to be extra careful for dudes or something like that, from your shadowing past, as we learned.
Damien, you can go ahead and use that point of shadowing. So, Kitty.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
don't
so
worry
I'm
about
gonna
it.
start
I got it.
picking my way through.
Okay. So you sort of pick your way through the ruins of this hacienda, and you turn around this broken section of wall, and you see something that's very out of place. So everything here is broken and mangled,
Right.
And like water damaged. But against one of the walls is what looks like, everything's sort of been cleared away from what looks like a cellar door, and this looks like a new door. I mean, I don't want to say it's shiny, but it's definitely not like definitely not part of the original construction. And next to the cellar door, there's a man sort of crouched, looking around, and all of a sudden you see his eyes fix upon you.
Pistol whip.
And at that moment,
Seduce.
He's not like a foot away from me, right? I assume he's like down a hallway-ish sort of.
he's like 10 feet away from you.
Yeah, okay. So I can't pistol whip him.
Seduce him.
Well, at that moment you hear like a crack, and Damon Smoke like stands up from behind him with his pistol in his hand.
Oh, so cool.
Wow.
I got ninja.
I don't even know how I made it there.
I'm like, Damon, great plan we had where I distracted and you pistol with him.
Thanks, Kevin.
We're so good at coming up with plans.
Well done, Mr. Smoke.
All right.
Well, he was talking about shadowing, and I felt like my mixing.
Right. So we, I guess, looking at, still looking around to make sure that there's not another guy that we need to use more points on. We sort of like approach this door and examine it pretty closely.
Okay, so it's you can definitely tell it's a new door. It's one of those like you know what I'm talking about, like a cellar door, like it's a enclosure.
The inclined kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah, and you see a big padlock through the.
That's what the guy was hunched over?
He was hunched next to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I like search him for a key? Listen.
Yeah, you can search him. He doesn't look like he has a key on him.
What does he have on him?
Or I mean, he
You said
has
it's a-
he has a set of keys.
But you said it's a padlock, though, right?
Right. He does have a set of keys, but it is a padlock.
So it has a combination.
No, it's a combination lock. Padlocks can have keys.
That's what I was.
This is a
It's got a combination.
Combination lock.
Do we
I may have said it
have? Okay. Could I use a point of preparedness to dig into my chemist kit and pull out some acid for the lock?
okay.
All right.
So, well, I'll tell you the problem is that acid doesn't work quite like in the movies. It takes a long time.
All right, Mr. Scientist.
Who's
the doctor?
I flattered
So,
the
on the flip side of the acid thing, most of the stuff that you theoretically found to make your flash bomb is in fact quite effective, especially something like magnesium at burning through metal.
Really?
So you can absolutely, get through this.
It
You just
might
wouldn't be
get
kinda like dripping.
really, really bright. Magnesium is.
Yeah, so I mean, you'd need something to cover the view, right? It's not like it's going to go through people. It's that bright. You just like.
Damon, lay down on top of this.
All right. So do I need to roll a point of preparedness, or can I just say that since I had magnesium?
I'll let you roll a chemistry,
Oh, all right.
or use a point of chemistry.
There we go.
I don't think you don't have to roll it.
Using
all right.
chemistry, you just use chemistry.
Boom. Okay.
Okay,
great.
cool. All right, yeah. So you think you can set up some magnesium on this padlock and light it on fire? But again, the problem is going to be that it's going to be really bright.
So where are the windows in this room? Is this outside, or is this is still in
So
the house? Right?
remember, the whole roof is collapsed. This is not like a building so much as like a set of ruins, right? Then you can see the stars above you.
Okay.
You're essentially outside.
In that case, we came in a pickup truck. Gus, can you run back and see if there's like some sort of tarp or like vinyl cloth or something that they have in the back? We could just drape it
Sure.
over the top of this, and maybe that'd make it easy.
I don't have any more points of preparedness. I used it on a freaking tire iron.
I'll lend you a point of preparedness.
We could just disrobe the man that we've knocked unconscious and fashion a tarp out of all his clothing.
Stitch his clothing into a sail and
Yeah,
cover
we don't need preparedness
Not
for that.
monsters.
All right, well, Kevin, you know what we're doing. Can we spend a point of preparedness and get it done?
Fair enough. Yeah, you don't need to spend the point. That's fine. I like taking that guy's clothes off so you can burn a hole through the padlock he was guarding.
Done.
Seems ironic.
All right.
It seems like I know a little bit more about you guys now. that you're willing to go to.
Not sure I want to be part of this group anymore.
Well, I got to see
We
what's
did
in
try
this
to-
basement.
You're in a little
We did
too
try
deep now,
to-
Mr. Allen.
Undress that other guy too.
Yeah,
Listen,
you guys.
that was the most subtle we've ever been.
Can I ask an important question?
Sure.
Where is Santiago Alcatruz?
I don't know.
Betraying
Did you
us.
want him to come with you?
I mean, I wasn't sure. I thought that he came with us in the car, but now I'm confused about whether he's sneaking through this building with us or not.
So he's staying in the truck, but he'll come with you if you want.
I thought he was in the hospital. I thought he got like shot in the spine.
No, that's Santiago. I thought we brought Santiago with us.
If
Well,
you
we
want,
club owner,
I'll leave
right?
it up to Kitty.
We took him with us.
No, we took the band leader with us.
No, we took Santiago with us too. He came outside with me, and we got in the car and went to the hospital.
Right.
Yeah,
No, but I
we
mean,
brought
like,
him to the hospital, but we left him at
Sneaking
the
in.
hospital.
He's in the car.
I mean, we never said we left him at the hospital.
What about the band? Are they with us?
Did we?
Okay, right, no.
We're getting off track, guys.
his car.
No one. They're playing in the back of the car.
Did we go? There are distractions.
Soft mariachi music
Sorry,
coming
did
from
we go back to our safe house in between the hospital? I don't
You
know.
did not go back to your safe house. Although, guys, I'm gonna. It's we weren't clear about whether Santiago came along or not. So I'm leaving it up to Nick. I think Nick, you said he's there, but he's in the car. Is that right?
Yeah, he's in the truck.
Okay, that's fine. That's where he is.
So
Yeah, he's helping to guard the drunk guy and the unconscious guy.
the magnesium fires.
Right. So you pull off this this poor man's jackets. You it catches on fire a little bit, but you stamp it out, and it looks like it's burned straight through the lock.
Great. All right.
You don't want to stamp out magnesium. That's a really, really bad idea.
No, no, just the part of the jacket that caught on fire.
Okay.
So, do you have flashlights? Let's get those guys ready, and then I will open the door.
Well, I don't. All right. I don't know about
All right.
using them as soon as we open a new unseen location, but
Like, we're going into a basement. How do you propose we see?
It's locked too.
Maybe there's lights on.
Well,
already.
let's
Who knows?
open. Okay, anyway, like open the cellar. Is there super dark in there?
is there a
Yeah,
mouth
it's totally
coming
dark.
out of us?
All
Yeah, then I like-
I shine my flashlight down into the cellar hole.
Yeah.
So it's a set of stairs that goes down into what looks like some sort of corridor.
After you, Mr.
Right.
Allen.
I go down. I have my pistol out.
All right.
Yeah, I draw my pistol and follow behind him.
Yeah, I'm covering.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this looks like somewhat recently dug earthworks. It's a sort of a thin passage, reinforced by wood, and it continues sort of directly towards the house that Javier had pointed out.
Perhaps some kind of escape.
Well, it's not a very good escape if it's padlocked from the outside.
Right.
Perhaps some sort of entrance.
True. All right.
Well,
I guess
maybe
we
it's so
continue
they don't
going.
see people coming in and out of the house, right? Looks like anybody doesn't see people coming out of the house,
Right.
or maybe moving something into and out of the house.
Okay.
So let's go in. Let's I guess file through it. Seems pretty narrow.
Okay. So
Maybe they keep some kind of dark beast down here, and the lock was to keep him in, not to keep anybody out.
So it doesn't take long before the tunnel sort of gives way. It sort of seems like it's broken into what looks like a chamber. Chamber's lined with stone. Here, let me get a picture.
It's a poor choice of words when you said that the tunnel gave way.
No. So the tunnel breaks into a. Ignore the little man there. It breaks into what looks like a chamber.
Pay no attention to the man.
No, wait. I think the man is important.
And beneath the pillar.
Okay.
It's still dark.
This is some sort of stone chamber. It's old. It's very old. Everything seems worn. And in the center of this chamber, not pictured here, is what looks to be some sort of like wooden
Table.
no
Altar.
Chair.
Dais.
Podium.
Horse.
Gazebo.
Space monster.
Wooden horse.
Okay, so imagine you okay, so when you build a house, you put like a roof on it that like reflect, can like water can come off of it. But if you're going to build a house inside You wouldn't need like a roof. It's just like, walls and a flat wooden top.
Sure.
So this
Why
is
would you
like
have a top?
like rooms built inside this chamber, but the chamber is much larger.
So it's like like little shacks kind of built in.
Yeah, something like that.
Are they closed walled, or is it literally just like beams?
No, they're closed walled.
Space?
They're closed walled.
Okay.
So we can't like
Is
look
it
in
still
them.
very dark?
It's still quite dark.
Other than our flashlights, I guess.
We should turn the
Do they
flashlights
have
off,
like
think.
small
No,
round
they-
holes in the
How are we gonna
walls?
see?
No.
No.
Well, I guess.
Fritz zips up his pants.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I will
Johnny-
approach the shacks with my flashlight.
So
Oh my
you notice
God.
that there's a door on one side. So this is it's a sort of like, it's hard to tell like what these rooms are because you're from the outside, but they're like sort of in a weird arrangement. You can also see that there's another exit going back the way that you came. That seems to be a part of. That seems to be in the same style of these ruins. Some sort of architecture that is very old. And then on the opposite side of the chamber, you also see a set of stairs that go down, also in the same kind of architecture. And it also appears that there is another tunnel in the opposite wall that you came in from.
So how many entrances are there?
So there's the one you came in.
Uh-huh.
There's a tunnel in the same style of the architecture. There's stairs that go down on the opposite side. Can I show you this? I can just show you this, I think.
Okay, I think I get it.
Here, I think I can show you exactly. Yeah, so here we go. This should illuminate things.
Oh, sort of.
Oh, all right, I get it.
Where did we come in from? Here?
Here.
Oh.
So this here, let me
Wait, where did we come in from?
you came in from here. This
So we came in there.
architecturally is the same as the rest of the chamber. This architecturally is the same as the rest of the chamber, and it goes down and out. And in this wall over here, or the tunnel that you were in sort of continues.
And we're just like standing here, sort of.
Yep.
So just to be clear, then, this wall isn't
Yes,
there.
exactly. That's
Okay,
right.
and
Is
that
what?
is not there. So this is like an actual. Okay, so it's solid though. There are doors that we can see but we can't like see windows or anything like that.
Yep.
The screen is intensely bright.
Maybe.
So I mean, I shine my light on this like wooden structure in the middle, and try to figure out what the hell it's about.
Okay, so you see there's a door in the front there. Other than that, it doesn't seem. So you also, what you notice when you sort of flashlight across it is that coming from the other tunnel, dug tunnel, is a set of power or what look like cables.
That go into the structure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we should turn off the light and approach this structure more
Agreed.
quietly.
Oh, it's
If we
pitch
turn
black
off
in here. If you turn off the lights, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Well, okay, so I mean, like, sidle up to it, turn off the lights, and see if we can hear anything inside, or
Okay.
like that kind of thing.
Yeah. All
I
right.
guess I don't know. I don't.
I asked Gus if those are electric cables.
Yeah, they're electric cables.
I'll go examine them. I'm not gonna turn off my flashlight. Like God knows what's down here. Us fumbling around in the dark is much more likely to give us away than us
Could be
having
worms or something.
Sure, I'll let you spend a point of electrical repair if you want.
just spend it, or you want me to roll?
You can spend it.
All right.
You want to know more about these cables?
Consider it spent.
Okay, so these are heavy-duty electrical cables, quite expensive, quite high quality.
Enough to run a music studio.
A lot more than you would need to run a music studio.
All right, I turn around and kind of quietly say, "This is pretty heavy duty cables. I don't know what would be drawing so much power, or would need to draw so much power."
There's only one way to find out. Harvey will put his hand on the doorknob, turn it, and push the door in, or pull it out as
Okay.
necessary.
Yeah, so you open the door into what can only sort of be described. You have a flashlight?
I'm assuming Damon is with me, so. or
Yeah, I
someone
guess I
came
gave
by.
the other one to Damon.
Sure. So you open the door onto what looks like a control room. There's a nice set of what seemed like recording equipment, as well as windows that go on either side.
Windows.
So yeah, sort of windows that look like they would open into the rooms adjacent.
Is there a door leading out?
Yeah, so there's doors that go to both of those rooms.
Okay.
Or well, there's not. There's a door that continues on, but there are windows. So let me flip back to the map. It'll be easier to explain.
But the windows are closed. We can't see into those other
They're
rooms.
shuttered. Yeah.
I see.
They're shuttered from here. Can we open the shutters?
Not shuttered. They're blinds, but they're on the inside. So there are windows here.
So I will look at the recording equipment. Is there any? I guess. Is there a way to play back the last thing that was recorded, but like on soft volume, or at least like
Right.
confirm that this is where they were recording?
Sure. Yeah. So there's definitely a record player in here. You can put on.
Okay. I'll just make sure the volume is like very, very, very low. Before I do that.
Gus kind of jokingly says, "Just don't summon any beasts."
Right.
Whatever are you talking about? Okay, I turn it off.
All right.
Don't turn off that beautiful music.
Shoot, Kitty.
All
She's
right.
one of them.
I'll take the record and throw it into my my bag, and then just begin searching the desk to see if there's any like notes or memos or logs or anything taken there.
I have to spend evidence collection.
Sure. Give me 1 second.
I don't know if I have evidence collection. Nope.
Right. Okay, so you find there's just sort of paper all over, but you find one piece of paper in particular that looks important, and you can open up clue number 8A.
All right. Viewers, I am getting the handout up on screen. Just give me 1 second. Okay. There it is.
Right. So
I don't have it.
The holy truth of the pyramid of blood. Well, this sounds
it's
great.
shared on Google Drive if you need.
It's up on stream also, Alex.
Oh, I don't have.
Yeah, it looks like you can read it on the stream, at least most of it. Live from beyond.
So
Okay.
so Gus picks up this piece of paper. What are the rest of you guys doing?
So he's reading. Me and Damon, I guess. I'll ask you to cover me as we will move, open the door to the next room. To I guess the hallway.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
So this next hallway serves to just should it be connecting piece to these other rooms.
Okay.
Basically, we don't need to spend a lot of time, but if you were to go through and explore the rest of this, the next few rooms. So this is sort of a hallway. It's got like a little table in it. It's got some crusted food on it. This seems to be just a preparation room, and these are on either side are recording rooms.
Okay.
This one on the right has a bunch of instruments in it, along with the microphones, and the one on the right, or the one on the left, has only a single microphone, and a bunch of other like soundproofing on the walls and stuff.
All right, so I like pass this the letter over to Fritz. I'm say, Dr. Dreckner, maybe this is something you need to take a look at. All kinds of mentions of Golgoroth and Golsumal and pyramids of blood.
And just to clarify, George Ayers, that's the professor at University of Cal. Is that right?
The one that we
At
couldn't
UCLA, who
UCLA.
had disappeared. Yes.
Okay.
So Fritz
mentions-
takes the letter
Mentions
and
both Trammell and George Ayres.
and pulls out his glasses and stands aside to read it.
Okay.
find. Kitty's
I'll
gonna
lend you
check on
the
record.
flashlight.
What's Kitty doing?
Thank
So
you,
I-
boss.
Can I tell? So those heavy duty electrical cables, they just seem to be powering this equipment here.
Well, so as far as you can tell, yeah. They also this whole area seems to be wired. There's lights here, by the way. You can turn on the lights if you want.
All right. I do so.
Okay, yeah. So you guys don't use the flashlights anymore. Flip on the lights. But so the entire room is illuminated. But like I said, there's a lot of equipment here. There's a lot of recording equipment here. This is all high-end recording equipment. Probably the highest end that you could buy and transport somewhere down here like this, in like through tunnels and stuff, without needing like a forklift or something. But it's all very high quality, all very modern. You can spend whatever. I'll just give it to you. You can tell it's all been purchased in the last year. It's all state of the art as far as you could get in 1934.
Okay.
But it doesn't draw enough power to be the sum total of what that cable could carry.
Say, Miss Kennedy, correct me if I'm wrong, but this all seems pretty modern, though. As far as I can tell, there's no way they would need those heavy cables just to power this machinery. There's got to be something else.
I say it certainly does seem quite impressive and modern, Mr. Allen. But as to what else they might be powering, I'm sure I'm not sure.
Harvey and I guess Damon are looking at the recording studios. Is it clear that that there's a section of the structure, I guess, you can't get to from the inside? Like,
Can I go back and like try to trace the cables to see whether they go somewhere that I don't know, I haven't seen yet?
Sure, yeah.
Well, they go back
That's
down
better.
the rest of that tunnel, right?
They go to the right, like you saw before, but they also a cable snakes off down the stairs.
Oh, wow.
Kitty would like to turn back on the record player
All right,
oh, great.
turn the record
while
player on.
everybody's moving from room to room doing stuff.
Harvey would like to get some whiskey.
Not drunk enough for this.
Nope.
All right, so Kitty is leaned over right next to the record player, ear pressed against it. Kitty, why don't you make a stability check there?
Yes, sir. Stability check coming up.
Yeah, that's pretty freaky. So, anyways, as Gus says, look, it seems like there's something else down those stairs that's also drawing power, and it must be drawing a lot. I think we might need to
Down the stairs.
go check it out.
Can I
A 5. Okay.
can I recognize the liar's tongue? We spoke about it before.
Well, that's what I wanted to hear, if that's what it was from the record.
Okay, so Kitty, since you succeeded, I will give you the choice, which is you can lose.
I'm sorry, I got to turn this down because I'm just enjoying it too much. I can't hear you. Okay, go on.
You can lose stability, and possibly, or you can lose some number of stats. You can take a hit, and be able to understand what's being said here, or you can ignore the effects.
Well, okay. I mean, you could choose not to answer this since you're purposely being nebulous. But isn't it the case that if I understand like liar's tongue, that I go insane and can't speak anything other than that?
It's not an
Glory,
immediate. It's not an immediate thing.
It's like a
The more you
gradual thing.
speak, the more you speak in liar's tongue, the less you can speak anything else. But it's not like you understand a phrase in the liar's tongue and then you can't speak anything else ever again.
Gotcha. I will gladly understand what it says.
Okay.
Rock and roll.
So what you understand from the record is this. You pick out a phrase that says, the mouths are many, yet feeding one single gullet. Seek the mountain, Mount Kalash.
Somebody write that down, Damon.
Tells Mount Kalash.
And the mountain was referenced as being part of that Yucatan expedition,
Yes.
right? Okay. Because in the letter they
and
mentioned...
and the thing that was on the mural with
yeah.
the maw in the mountain that we imagine that they're heading for.
So
Or that was what we talked about last
the
time.
last paragraph of that letter mentions Chichen Zozul. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but okay,
The Pyramid of Blood. The pyramid could be a kind of mountain, right?
That's cool.
guess so. Well, so
so-
the only other Chichen I know is Chichen Itzura, or I'm again butchering the pronunciation, but that is a ruin built on a mountain, right?
Not sure. Harvey would know.
Aaron would know, actually. Or
Yeah, I would be more like Chichen Itza.
Itza, yeah.
Chichen Itza is.
Oh yeah.
Itza, yeah.
Yeah. What was that? Peru? Is that
In
Peru?
addition to being a wonder in Civ 5.
How do you spell that?
Chichen Itza is
Just
Yucatan.
Come up with your own Alex type spelling.
It's Yucatan as well.
So I mean, Chichen Itza is Maya. It's Yucatan.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's Mexico.
So Chichen, I'm assuming, like, you know, is it castle? Is it mountain? Is it, you know, what does Chichen mean or indicate?
Let's see. I
One of those
assume-
like Mayan pyramids.
Guys, maybe it's
Right.
Chechnya.
Solzhenitsyn?
Damon, shut the fuck up.
No, because I know what you're talking about, like the big like ziggurat-looking pyramid. But
Kevin, since
Talking about-
we established before that I know some ancient Mayan or something to that effect, right? Because I could translate the runes that were on the mural.
Okay.
So I think I would know that Chichen means at the mouth of the well,
Okay.
which might be nice and relevant for a situation with so many mouths.
wait, does it really?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
It does. Yeah.
it's all coming together.
It's almost like this all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Some weird, twisted way. All right.
Yeah,
so
I would say
So wait,
Chichen
oh, wait,
means
you know
that's the mouth of the well. Yeah.
I'll give you that revelation, but I'm gonna make you roll a stability check.
Yeah.
Cool.
While
of
he's
us,
doing that, Kevin,
Whoever he tells.
sorry, Kevin. In addition to the stability that I used for my check, what did you want me to lose?
Oh, you lose a
Or
sanity.
understand? I lose 1 sanity. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and you also gain a point of Cthulhu Mythos.
Oh my god.
Worth.
Also
Well,
necessarily
that's
lowers your
fast.
maximum sanity by 1.
Also, what?
Also lowers your maximum sanity by 1.
Oh, getting a Cthulhu Mythos does that.
All that from Chechnya.
Fritz and Hardy
No.
are a-okay.
You're on
Okay.
your helmet, Damon.
Wow.
So the implication here being that like this thing maybe goes way back.
Huh.
People don't really speak Mayan anymore. So
Way back in the day. Anyways, I say we should check what's down those stairs. It might be important.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Definitely.
so I guess my question was, it looks like based on this diagram, there's a room that isn't accessible from the inner building. Did we cover that yet, or?
it's just a kitchen. It should have a door on it.
Oh, okay. That was my question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't
no.
have to.
We should go downstairs.
So wait, we can continue up the tunnel to see where the.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that's what the power comes from.
Right.
Wondering what the power goes.
I have a feeling that this recording studio, if it disturbed our artist friend as much as it did, there might be something more than meets the eye going on here. I think we should go down.
Yeah, I grab my flashlight and make my way around to the staircase.
All right. So as you step to the back of the chamber, you see there's a large mural along the back wall.
I don't look at it. I don't want to go crazy. Just kidding.
And
I'm sorry.
I shine the flashlight across it. I turn to Fritz. I say, Dr. Dreckner,
It looks like it's got a series of glyphs. So there's written language here in addition to whatever the pictogram is trying to represent. It looks like a rather long thing as compared to the other fragmentary couple of notes. Would I be able to translate it? How much time would it take?
It'd take you a long time. It's not your first language, and translating Mayan pictographs takes time and reference.
Does it look like there's
Is
like
there
a
a way-
repeating pattern, or does it look like it's saying like a long thing? Like, is there
Okay,
a
we
long
don't-
message, or is there a repeated short message?
We don't have a camera, do we?
I was thinking if it's
That's what I was
short and
just
repeated,
gonna
we could just
say,
like scratch a
actually.
pencil over.
That's
the
what
top
I was thinking. I was wondering how big is it, right? How big is this?
It seems pretty big.
Yeah.
Is it the kind of thing
Can we-
that we could make a charcoal etching of, or is this something that I'm going to have to sit here and copy down?
So I'll let you do this. There's a short fragment that you note is more phonetic than pictographic, in Aztec it would be a translation of another language, and it said what you can translate a couple words around it. And it says, and he will grace us with his home in Goksumal.
Ah, all right. Yeah, so I mentioned that to the others.
Isn't that what that letter says?
Yeah, it's very close to what the letter says. The letter talks extensively about the liar from beyond and how he has a home in Golksumel, and how that home is for his chosen followers. So it seems that at least here we have evidence. Can I tell it all what I think the age on this is? I mean, it's something like this, as much as it's in Mayan or Aztec or whatever we have, could easily be a later fabrication. Can I tell it all, whether it seems to be original or whether it's more recent?
No, it seems to be original.
So it seems that we have some evidence here that this cult goes back quite a ways, certainly to the Mayan or the Aztec times. So I guess that lines up with some of our thoughts about the Aksumite Empire and earlier African traditions. So I assume that this will tell us who built the pyramids on both sides of the Atlantic. Very exciting.
And wasn't another location mentioned in Asia as well?
In
Sorry.
the letter or overall? We have another weird, I think,
We have a few
Bangkok?
different locations.
Bangkok, that's right. That's where it was.
We had something in Malta that we were supposed to look at, maybe?
Malta is another one we have to check out, yes.
Wow.
We have the whole world at our fingertips. Or, well, at Frank Kern's fingertips.
But the power cable continues down the stairs.
All right, I shine my flashlight down the stairs.
Shine on.
Okay, it seems to lead down. I mean, you can take a walk.
All right, I cautiously walk down.
Okay, so you quickly turn off your light. You see that the next chamber seems to be illuminated.
What are the rest of
Right,
us doing? What do you guys?
I mean,
What are you
I'm
guys
gonna
doing?
go with Gus. I'm not gonna let Gus go by himself.
Okay.
All right, so I guess it's just Damon and I.
We the best. We could do it.
No, I'm coming.
guys are
with
going
you.
down?
Yeah, I'm just. Aaron's question now is giving me pause.
Which one?
That it's an authentic Mayan.
Sorry, it's not mine. It's Aztec.
Aztec, fine. An authentic Aztec ruin located like not too far from Mexico City.
Oh, it's in Mexico City.
Yeah, I mean it just seems odd. But anyway, that was my only concern. But I am going with you guys down to the basement.
All right. So I guess the last one out is Dr. Cohen, and you see that Kitty's like still there, pressed with her ear pressed up against the record player.
Oh, okay.
and
I'll
you,
walk back and as I pull the needle off the record, I'll put my hand on her shoulder like pretty firmly, and say, "Time to go, Miss Kennedy."
Kitty like really slowly turns, and she's just like like shakes her head a little bit and says, of course. Where are we going, Doctor?
Oh, going to investigate the power. I'll pull a flask out from my suit jacket, unscrew the top, and hand it to you, and say, "Come now, no time to be foggy-headed."
So Kitty, as the music fades away, just one phrase repeats in your ears: Mount Kalash, Mount Kalash.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, Harvey, as Kitty turns to you, she says,
That's all she said to me so far?
Yeah.
Uh,
No one give me a drink. No one give me a drink. Oh my god.
Stability check there.
Another one bites the dust.
I
guys.
take a stability?
Yeah.
All right.
Kitty, roll a new character.
Kitty,
Why?
you can make a stability check
What's
too.
awesome. What'd you say?
You can make a stability check too, as
Another stability check? Okay.
Does Kitty realize that she's not speaking English?
Yes, she does.
Oh, okay. In that case, I will recoil in horror. Abject horror, you would say.
Okay.
Unremitting.
Abject.
All right, well, you guys are stone cold.
Yeah,
We're
we're
like,
Van
this
Damme.
is last week.
So,
I'm like,
All right,
I figured
so
this would
Kitty,
happen
English is
eventually.
nuts.
Kitty, you're only gonna take 2 points of stability.
What do you mean?
You're only gonna take 2 points of stability on your successful stability check.
do I take anything?
No, you don't take anything.
Suck it, kitty.
So you're saying even though it was successful, I'm losing a further 2.
Mhm.
Yes, that's right.
Could have been much worse.
Okay. I'll say,
I suppose.
Kitty, tell me again, where did you grow up?
Mount Kalash.
That's a weird place to grow up.
That's
So that's
in
outside
Georgia?
that's like upstate New York then?
Kitty like says that a couple more times, then she like shakes her head again. And she's like, North Carolina, Doctor.
Does she sound normal?
Yeah, she sounds regular.
Okay, I'll kind of say, oh, you're okay. I thought we lost you there. Welcome back.
I say, yes. Please, let's get out of here.
As soon as we can. So I'll catch up with the others, or attempt to.
Okay, so Gus and Damien, you guys are what are you guys doing with the stairs exactly? I don't quite.
Alright, so
Well, I
we
wanted
went
to go
down, I
down
guess,
the
as
stairs.
soon as we see the light, we'd like turn off our flashlights and I guess try to proceed very cautiously.
Well, can we use the light that's there to guide us?
Sure, yeah. It's not a problem with seeing. So you notice that the chamber of the next room looks like this.
Oh, Kevin, before we go, as I'm walking out with Kitty, I'll just shut the lights off.
Okay, yeah, no problem. And then the next chamber is
This is on the walls.
yeah. So hold on, let me do this.
Cool looking.
The chamber is round. It's got that on. That's on the floor. Excuse me. So it looks like that must have been on the ceiling as well. There are torches around this room that are lit. And as you step down the stairs, you can hear a couple of voices talking in Spanish.
I draw my gun.
Does
Okay.
Damon know Spanish?
No.
Is Fritz with us?
Harvey
Yeah, I'm
said
with
he's
you.
going to follow us not too far behind.
I'm with you. Once I ran out of opportunities to decode any of the Aztec script, followed along.
Because I hold up and like look around at Fritz to see if he can tell what they're saying.
Fritz, you can
Fritz.
tell this is not actually Spanish. This is the tongue of the liar.
I indicate to Gus and Damon to come back up the tunnel briefly, and then once we're kind of safely out of earshot, I explain that it's the tongue of the liar that they're speaking down there, not Spanish.
So what do we
At
do?
which point, I guess like Harvey and Kitty are catching up to them probably.
Yeah. So I think we should. If we're checking it out, we should check it out. But we should be aware that they're likely to be cultists.
And insane.
Kevin, GM, I will go back into the recording studio and try and grab as many headphones or headsets as I can.
Okay.
And how many do I find? Like 5, conveniently.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'll grab them out, and then so we could have ear protection that will at least muffle some of the sound.
Sure. It's
So here's the question, guys. What do we do? Are we trying to apprehend these men?
I think it'd be good to get some information from them. Also, it'd be good to learn what they're doing down there exactly.
So you also begin to hear a noise wafting up from downstairs.
Music?
Yeah.
I think that we should probably shut down what's going on here, and if we can get some kind of information from it, that's great. But if not, we have places to go.
Can we kill these cables here? I mean,
I was thinking of a way to do that. I don't know a way to do it safely.
If you have more magnesiums, that'll do it.
Well, they're just cables, right?
Well, if we like cut it
I
or
know
something,
this
it
song.
would kill us, right?
I love this song.
You said
So,
these were like high-powered cables.
So Fritz, as you hear this song, your shoulder begins to feel better.
Feel better?
Yeah. The pain seems to start to ease and then disappear entirely.
All right.
Well, I just said we gotta shut it down. All right. So Gus says, like, all right, let's shut this down then. He draws his gun and like walks down the corridor towards the chamber.
Kitty's
this is-
coming with him.
All right.
Well, while those guys are going, Fritz tries to determine whether his shoulder is actually healing or if the pain is just receding. So he checks range of motion and tries to look at the wound and that kind of thing.
So the wound appears to, the same, but as you check range of motion, it feels fine.
It feels fine, or I have the different range of motion. There's a difference between the two.
Opiates can do that, man.
You can move your arm without any pain.
That's right, but that's not what I'm asking.
Yeah,
Sure.
but if
When
you
you
only
have-
had muscle
but I
damage,
think that's what he's answering.
like, and you have
Right.
no pain, you could still move it, right? As long as there's no joint damage.
Right. The problem is if you get shot in the shoulder,
Yeah.
there tends to be damage that you can't just like move your way through when you're no longer in pain.
Not always.
You can spend a point of medicine if you want.
I have a fair amount of experience with joint pain. All right. Do I have medicine? I don't have medicine, so there's no point to spend that.
Okay. So you don't know.
I don't think he's going to answer your question, basically.
Yeah. All right.
Something
So
funky is going on.
Kitty's definitely like going down there, drawn towards this music.
So, does it sound like it's like a record player or live music?
It sounds live.
if Kitty begins to like start
Guys,
moving down there ahead of everybody, I'm just gonna like grab her.
My new idol, Letitia de Beyonce, or whatever her name is clearly down here.
So anyway, so I said Gus, I guess, is gonna just walk into the chamber, point his gun at the source of the music, and yell for them to stop.
Okay. So
There's 20 people with guns staring back at you.
Shoot
so
all of
down
them.
the bottom of the chamber. So it looks like this. It's a little mappy map. So each of these
God.
little pentagrams is actually a statue
Of a pentagram.
that looks like this. And standing in the center of the chamber are 3 men who are talking. As they see you, they all reach for guns.
Fire.
And I yell out like drop them.
Oh, they don't even stop for a
What,
second.
do we see the person singing?
No, it seems to be coming from deeper still. So I'll go back to the map. There's this passage off to the right.
All right, I guess
And where
if they don't seem to even hesitate, then I guess I will.
Yeah. So take a shot.
All right. Oh yeah, unfortunately.
Hurry up! Well, they're gonna go.
Sorry,
All right. So you took a shot at one of them, hit one of them in the gut, and he falls to one knee. The rest of them open fire on you.
How many are there again? 4?
4. Well,
2 more.
3.5.
Okay.
All right. And so you can roll athletics to try to.
Dodge.
Yeah.
Too bad I used all my first aid.
And then whoever's going next, get ready to roll.
I
I'm
don't think
ready.
anybody else is around that corner with him.
All right. Yeah. So
I mean,
Damon, you can go. So a shot rings out, or shots begin to ring out, punctuating the music.
But the music continues.
Yeah. Damon, you can roll to athletics as well, and then Gus, you can roll fire again.
I
Music
would be coming
continues
around the corner.
completely undisturbed. What?
I would be coming up behind them. I could shoot as well. I really want to know what's going on down here.
All right. So Gus, you shoot one. Why don't you roll damage?
So I'm like, what's the damage on the pistol, by the way? As I'm shooting, I'm like gonna try to move towards one of these statues to try to use it as cover.
Okay.
What's the damage on the pistol?
1d6 plus 1, but since you're close range, it'll be another plus 1.
Do you want me to roll for the first shot as well?
No, that's fine. Okay, so you take 2 of them are down, and the third one sort of just sprints towards you, Gus, and like leaps behind the statue and like pulls out a knife.
Okay. I guess I tried to fend him off. I tried to like grab the arm with the knife.
Okay, so he's gonna. So he like stabs the knife down towards your chest. Why don't you roll athletics?
Is it athletics or scuffling? At this point?
Scuffling. Sorry. All right. So you guys are like, you can roll scuffling again. So he's like pressing the knife down towards your chest.
How fast during them like rolling around with a knife can I like take time to run over?
Right.
I don't know how that works exactly.
So he's like, you can see he's like screaming in your face, just like wordless, soundless endless vowels. You're like, he's like pressing on the knife, and you're like pressing up on his hands, and the knife sort of like slowly begins to like dip into your chest, and you can see like blood begin to like run up along the blade.
Can I like shoot this guy off?
Yeah.
Scream.
All of a sudden,
I want to hit him with my tire iron.
all of a sudden, it's punctuated by a loud crack as Damon's like gun against his head goes off, and he like sort of like collapses on top of you.
Damon's gun against his head. He committed suicide.
He collapses on top of you.
Damon's gun against the cultist's head.
Oh my gosh.
He collapses on top of you.
But I
pressing the
like
knife
roll
deeper
him
into your
off of me
chest.
and say, close one there, Mr. Smoke.
I say, yeah. Sorry, I missed the first one, and I grab the guy's knife.
Witty repartee. There's another guy shooting at
What
us.
are we,
I
British
do.
secret
they're all
agents
down,
now?
they're all
I shot the
There's
first two.
always time for wetty repartee.
Oh, just in time, Mr. Smoke.
I thought there was one
You
more.
can count
There's
on it,
4
Mr.
total.
Allen.
No, that's it. There's 3 total.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Okay.
take his knife anyway. Souvenir.
Okay.
Cool.
Are we, I say, so am I like badly hurt or?
So you're gonna take 3 points of damage.
Alright. Say, we gotta get to that music. It's gotta be some kind of ritual.
Agreed. Can we hear which hallway it's coming down more prominently?
This one.
Okay.
Let's go. Kitty's still
I
just
get back to my feet, grab my
Kitty's
pistol
still
and
just walking towards there.
run down the hallway.
All right.
Okay, great. So so this hallway sort of widens out, and in where it widens out, the floor completely disappears, and there's just a pit.
That's where the music
On
is
the
coming
far
from?
side, what's that?
Sorry.
On the far side, you can see a plank of wood, like propped up against the side of the wall, and there's a bunch of like buckets with ropes on them.
Where's the music come from?
The other side of the pit. There's another hallway on the other side.
Is there a way to shimmy around along the side of the wall, or is there no way to cross?
So it's only about 8 feet across.
8 feet. That's pretty. I mean,
Not that far.
So it's an 8 feet across pit just in front of us. Like the whole ground just opens up. How deep is it?
Do you want to look in?
Yeah.
Okay, so peering in, you So, by the way, the music is not actually just coming from the hallway across. It's also coming from below you. And below you, you see
Still got
Wonderful.
that line.
a mouth, a bulbous mound of flesh with this, sort of lamprey teeth facing inwards, sort of like
Extremely like a
pulsating.
Guys, we
And you
need to
can
start.
and you can hear
Andrew.
this backup harmony kind of wafting up from below. It's sort of it's this mound of flesh in a shallow pool of nectar, as you can see down there.
Andrew, how much magnesium do you have?
I guess we need to start carrying grenades.
Just fucking
There's not enough in the world.
yeah. Can you,
So why don't you make another stability check there, Kitty? Oh, also, you can see there are several tongues sort of wavering, sneaking their way up.
But towards us?
Yeah.
He
nope.
gets a 2.
Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna lose 3 stability.
Okay.
I'm gonna. So
So-
you said there's torches on the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab one of those torches and
That
Try
includes
to-
the one that I used, right? I mean, that's in addition to the one that I used, right? Like, I lose what I use and what you tell me to lose? That's how it works.
yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Yep.
Should we try the other hallway? I'm not really keen on jumping across this.
The other hallway is just collapsed.
Oh, it
Save you
is.
some time.
Sorry.
I mean, 8 feet is jumpable.
Well, you said there's like some ropes with buckets or something.
On the other side.
Well, I'd
No,
like
there's
to
ropes with buckets.
retrieve a
There's a
bucket
rope
of
bucket on this
nectar
side.
for personal use. One bucket of nectar, please.
Would it be feasible to like take the structure that on the floor above us, the wooden structure? Is it possible to like take a board off of it and use that as like a walkway across?
Well, there's no wooden structure down here. It's just stone. Also,
above
you guys
us.
Meant up in the
recording
meant up
studio.
in the previous
Oh,
room.
sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can do that.
Why not do
So,
that?
but while you guys are doing that, so Damon, you're standing above this pit and staring down at it. You hear the song change, and all of us. So, first of all, the pain returns immediately that you feel in your leg. But also, Damon, you need to make a stability check because you see the nectar down there at the bottom of the pit, and you just feel so thirsty.
I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know who Kitty's closest to, but
Dang,
she like
thirsty.
staggers back from the pit and like half collapses against that person.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna like draw my weapon and like just.
But you
like-
need to make a stability check.
Oh! I thought you said I didn't need to make. A
No, you do. You do.
Oh, you do.
That's the
You in
opposite of what happened
particular.
to you just now.
I thought I was like immune to nectar things.
No, you are the opposite of that.
You're highly susceptible to nectar.
Well, that's too bad.
Right. So Damon just begins to walk forward towards the pit, like licking his lips.
Can
Sending
I
him-
can we like grab him and like restrain him?
All right. Yeah. So just as he's about to like just walk right off the side, you kind of like pull him back, and he kind of like slips and like grabs onto the ledge.
Say, hey there.
Jesus.
Wait, am I
wait.
hanging?
You're like half over. You're like your waist is on the. On
Unfortunately, just then Kitty half collapses into Damon, and they both tumble over the edge of the pit.
But so you're pretty secure, Damon, and you're sitting there, and you're like, you don't know what the problem is.
I tried to pull him up.
Like he's not sure
Okay.
what he's doing wrong, or
Yeah. So so he.
I'll just take like one of the buckets and start like lowering it down slowly.
Well, so you don't. Well, so here's what happened. You're on the edge, and Gus is trying to pull you up. Gus, unfortunately, it doesn't seems like there's some sort of resistance. And as you look at Damon, you see a tongue sort of extend from or sort of creep its way out from underneath his shirt and begin to like caress his face, leaving like a smudge of nectar there.
That's hot.
This is
Right.
awesome.
Can I like grab one of the torches and try to use it to like I don't know, burn the tentacle?
It's like
Like, it must
it's like
have
on his
come-
face.
But
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
you said
he
it
wants
came
to
from
burn
inside
it.
his shirt. Like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It must have come up from the pit, right?
Or it
Can
could
I
be coming
get on
out of
the
his
other side of him?
What's that?
Penis.
Can
Could
I
be either.
see like where the tentacle came from?
It's from the.
Yeah. So it's
Or, like,
you
below
look
him?
like over the other side, and you can see it's like coming up his pant leg. Like,
So can I wave the I try to hit it with the torch to see if I can burn it and make it retract.
all right, sure. You can roll. You can roll melee. All right. What are you doing, Fritz?
Looking on in horror.
Yeah.
I guess Fritz comes over to see whether Gus is particularly successful with this and readies his gun to shoot at either Damon or the tentacle, depending on how things go.
Okay.
Harvey's gonna throw his flash bomb into the mouth of the maw.
Okay. So the flash probe goes off, and the tentacle sort of like retracts sort of suddenly. Damon, you can taste nectar in your mouth. And with the flash, the song sort of stops for a moment, and begins a new verse. So
I try to pull up Damon as soon as this tentacle is retracted.
sure, Damon, you pull yourself up, but you can already taste the nectar in your mouth. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Keep it together, Mr. Smoke.
I think we should get the fuck out of here.
You wanted to get the wood from above so that we can cross this pit?
Yeah. So you get a plank of wood from up above, and you think you could lay it across.
Yeah, but with the tongues coming up out of the pit.
We've got a lot of...
It's just a nice challenge.
Does the electrical wire cross this?
Yeah, but it goes. It's like on the wall.
All right. What I'd love to do is sever it and drop it into the pit.
Okay.
How do we
Sure.
safely sever it without killing ourselves?
That's the question.
Use that metal knife that that Damon's got. That'll be
If we
fun.
had anything
Alright.
like a shovel or an axe head or an axe, I mean,
Well-
it's not going to travel down wood.
As
But
I
we,
said, Harvey has. I mean,
We
Richard.
we
has-
grab I grabbed the knife that Damon had and use it to cut through the electrical cables.
What is
With a
the
knife?
help like?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was my joke when I said use the knife to cut an electrical cable.
Oh, it's just like a leather. It wouldn't be very safe.
Yeah, we need something that's like more like a shovel or an axe.
Or a gun.
You want to just shoot it a bunch of times and hope that it cuts it?
No.
Yeah.
So
What was
Gus,
that?
as you're standing
that
there
be
looking at the
effective?
knife, you begin to think about how much better Harvey would look with another mouth. Like you just know that like the curve of the blade could just just help him out a little bit, express his
Alright.
natural.
Let's put a smile on that face.
Oh God, Benya, bring me dinner.
I want dinner.
Right, I guess that Gus kind of slowly turns towards Harvey
Not again.
with a blank
Erase
stare.
My mouth. Says,
And
Okay. So are the how close to this surface of the pit are the tongues?
they're like 40 feet down.
40 feet down. Okay, great.
Oh,
So,
the tongues. The mouth is 40 feet down. The tongues are like wavering and undulating and moving up and down.
so at their high point, are they at the surface?
Oh yeah, they could reach up to the surface.
So crossing this pit on this board might be a bit dangerous.
Gonna have to jump it.
Harvey, come with me. We'll go back. We'll get more than one board. We've got a whole friggin' village up there. We don't need to have a single board. We can cover most of the pit, and then we can cross in the middle.
Okay.
All right, Gus, what are you doing?
Do I still feel like I need to carve some more mouths on Harvey?
Yes.
Oh, Gus felt like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gus feels like that.
Oh, I thought Damon did because of the nectar.
No.
Well, this is good.
I say, wait, Harvey. Let me just. Gus kind of approaches him with the knife. You would
Wow.
look so much better if I could just.
All right, Harvey will back
Oh,
up with his
boy.
gun drawn now.
All right, yeah. Well, you should make a stability check too.
Harvey?
Yeah. So as you back up, Gus sort of like lunges at you. Not sort of. He lunges at you.
With a knife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll shoot
Ladies
him.
and gentlemen, tune in next week when
Okay.
Richard Sterling flies to Bangkok alone.
No,
He's with Santiago.
yeah,
And
no, I pull the trigger
And the mariachi
and try and like shoot him in the gut, hopefully, but
that's
Oh
no,
my
don't do
God.
that. Are you kidding me?
I mean better than like anywhere else because like he's
No.
lunging with a gun. Where
No.
else am I gonna aim?
The shoulder, other shoulder,
All right.
leg, heart,
Seems like
leg,
way
leg,
harder
leg,
to hit.
anything other than a gun.
No, don't shoot him below the hip, because if he like trips and falls in the pit, that's even worse.
All right. So so you hit Gus in I don't know.
The hip?
Say the arm.
Sure. Awesome.
The arm, and he like drops the knife.
My
Gus.
mouth carving arm.
I'm a marksman.
Harvey just shot you. You should take a stability check. Everybody needs to take a stability check because Harvey just shot Gus.
I'm sorry,
Including
Gus.
me.
I'm sorry.
That's really bad for Kitty.
Can I take a stability check because Gus tried to carve up Harvey and not vice versa? Because I feel like Harvey's actions there were totally reasonable.
All right, yeah, you can. We'll call it a general stability check.
Can I not take one since I'm completely out of it?
No.
No, you have to take it.
Damn it.
So I for sure fail.
Yeah, I failed.
Do I have to take another one?
I'm perfectly fine.
Okay, so
Right.
Kitty, you lose another sanity. Harvey,
Oh, sanity. Okay.
yeah. So if you failed the check, if you succeeded the check, you take 1 stability. If you failed the check, you take 3.
Oh, I think
If you're
another one.
under-
I just took one. I thought. I failed.
Okay, so you take 3 stability.
Okay.
All right. You can also tell that the mouth below is like aiding in this song, and it's making it a lot worse. It's
and
just
fighting
like
us at the same time. Jesus.
what's
You
that?
started to say if you're under.
So do I feel better since I've passed this stability check, or am I still hell bent on carving?
Yeah.
Harvey
So you
anymore?
kind of snap out of it once you get shot.
Does Gus remember what just happened, or does he just wake up with suddenly a bullet hole in his arm?
It's kind of hazy. Yeah, you kind of snap too, and Harvey's like standing there.
I must
I don't know
have
what.
gotten shot.
Harvey is standing over you like, Gus, I'm sorry. Why did you do that? I don't.
What the hell?
You came
Why'd
in
you
with a
do
knife.
that?
You ran at me with a knife. What was I supposed to do?
What do you mean? Why would I come at you with a knife?
They all saw it. Everyone saw it.
Oh, this is like the burning of the book incident.
Oh God damn it, Fritz.
I
I,
don't remember for that actually.
Look, this place has some kind of strange effect.
Yeah, but
Right.
that's more reason to
Can
keep
you
on.
roll understatement?
No, I think Harvey is like pretty convinced he needs to see what's on the other side of this pit. So I'm with Fritz. Let's get a couple boards, make it
You're
like
gonna get some extra boards.
yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe okay, yeah. As Fritz, as you're placing the last board in place, Harvey walks off and returns 30 seconds later, dragging a body of one of the guards with him.
All right.
Okay.
Fritz raises an eyebrow.
Insurance, and I'll just sort of push the body over the ledge.
A tasty
Right.
morsel for it to
You missed
be
the
temporarily.
Followed by
Distracted.
slurping.
Moves on it and becomes ever stronger.
Kevin, what'd you say?
You hear a sickening thump as the body hits the ground,
Are the
and then you hear
tongues-
like, you hear slurping and like slurping noises. A few seconds later, followed by snaps and crunches.
But the
All
tongues
right,
are
I think
not.
it's time to
They're
pass
down.
now.
Yeah, we
What's that?
can move now. This is
While
a good
it's
time to
eating.
move.
All right, I guess as soon as the tongues retract, we scamper over the hole.
I
Harvey's like
put
a
on my
little.
Mandalorian armor and jump into the pit.
Oh no, you didn't, you son of a bitch.
All right, so
You come back 38 years later.
so you clear the pit and you merge into a chamber.
Oh well. All right. I guess
What do I
Kitty's
go
like
say?
collapsed on the ground.
Whoa.
Sure. Well, Kitty can like stumble along in a daze, basically.
Alright.
So there's a huge arched chamber of clear antiquity. A vast multicolored mosaic sweeps out across the floor. It looks as if it would have once been mirrored by a painted mural above. The paint is faded and now appears to be covered in many places with an orange ooze that seems to seep out of the stone.
Orange?
Yeah. There's a silk curtain set up in the chamber, and the silhouette of a woman is behind it. Seems to be singing.
It's
I
Kitty.
yell out.
Kitty, stop.
So there
I yell out for her to stop.
So there are several electric lights in this room. There seems to be there's like a large 4-post bed. There's a man sitting at a desk, and he looks up as you approach, and like takes off his glasses. And the woman.
Yeah.
Say, make her stop.
Jonathan Brooks.
Kitty says, "Pay no attention to the woman behind that curtain."
He says that I thought they would find me eventually. I knew they'd find me. What do you want?
Are you
Tell
Jonathan
Trammell I have
Brooks?
no more time for him.
Tell who?
Trammell?
Yeah.
He thinks we're
I
with
believe
Trammell.
Trammell's dead.
He says,
Say, it's over. Trumbull's dead.
Show's over.
he says, Trammell is dead? That's impossible. What are you here for?
To finish the job.
To stop whatever it is you're trying to do.
He says, he starts to chuckle. He says, you really have no idea, do you?
Kitty steps
Who are
forward
you?
and starts like she steps
like-
forward purposefully, but
I-
starts singing along to the music.
Okay.
I walk up to the curtain and like pull it aside.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to put this picture up. I'm gonna get this picture in a sec. Actually, I forgot to put it on Roll20. But York, we'll do that in a sec. We'll keep talking to Brooks while we do this.
Well, so I'll like
Who we are is not important.
if there's a woman behind it like singing, can I like pull the mic away from her or something like that?
Why don't I think we'll have to wait on that.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
wait 1 second.
Who we are is not important. What's important is that this all comes to an end right here, right now.
He says, you can't end this. What are you trying to end? Do you even know what's happened?
I'm ending Zelaya from beyond, and I'm starting with you.
He laughs and puts his head in his hand. He says, ending the liar? You can't end the liar. The liar's
Well-
not even here.
Well, that's why I said I'm starting with you. I didn't say I was starting with it.
He says, so you're going to kill me?
Well, yes.
He sighs and he says, I knew it'd come to this sooner or later. So Gus like steps forward and pulls back the curtain to reveal Letitia de la Luz. You can see, you can see the mouth. You can see the picture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I switch it? So it's the flaps of the mouth sort of flap and wave, spittle like flying off of them as she sings.
Say,
And
my
she
God,
looks
what
at
did you
you.
do to her?
She looks at you with like pleading eyes, and her song suddenly changes again.
Lexi's
So
on
He says-
happy.
he says,
this
"Do
is
to her."
revealed to everyone.
Do to her! I've done nothing to her. It was the liar. He was the liar who took my precious Rosario, turned her into this monster. Judd Brooks like stands up and like throws his glasses to the ground to like shatter.
What
So
do
are
you
you
do?
trying to fix it?
He says, "We all serve the will of Guxum of Golgoroth now.
So then
Who
you
am
did
I to
this.
say that he's done wrong?"
This does not strike you as wrong. I like motion to the mouth, whatever it is.
He seems visibly angered. By the way, as the song continues, Kim, you begin to imagine just pulling back Letitia's head and slitting her throat.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea, and I'm saying that out
Yeah,
of character.
I was like this close. I'm just shooting her on the head. So
Sure,
Yeah,
you can do that.
I
But,
guess
but
I'm
as
in
you,
that
as you
tunnel.
look at her, you can see her eyes like pleading you.
Do it.
to kill her.
And Jonathan Brooks, he's like the will of Golgoroth is above my petty desires. He says, killing us will change nothing. Guximo will still destroy this world. You will bathe in rivers of nectar, His mouths will live in every city and every home, among every person. Nectar will flow. The human race will be enslaved and
I shoot him in the head.
Whoa! Wait.
A fine idea.
And I'll at around the same time I plug the poor lady.
Wait. Oh, are you really? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
She
It's
doesn't
fine.
seem like she was enjoying any part of her existence. I think her we did a favor. That guy was just crazy.
All right. So you So you pop one in Brooks's head. Well, okay. Let's say you. Let's do this. Let's say, Gus, you pop one in Letitia, and her body just like falls back limp, and Brooks, you can still shoot him if you want, Aaron, but he throws it up his hands and starts to run to Letitia.
So, all right. So I mean, I sort of missed my moment. Does the music stop when she gets shot?
Yes. I'll
Okay,
stop
so
the music.
Kitty like looks completely confused for a second, and she like stares in horror at Letitia on the ground, and then she like rushes over and starts hitting the body with her tire iron.
Okay. Brooks tries to like shield her body as he you can see he's like rocking back and forth, just weeping.
Yeah, if he gets in the way, I'll hit him too.
Okay, he kind of takes your hits and just continues to cry.
All right, I'm gonna grab him by the scruff, like the back of his shirt, and pull him off the body, throw him onto a table with my gun in his face, and just scream at him "Tell me what you're doing! Tell me what's going on!
What's your plan?
Give me the antidote!
I think you just said all that
says,
stuff about the
"Plan?"
map.
Where are the drugs?
Plan? I do the liar's bidding. Golgoroth will rule over this world.
So if you're
Ask
no
him
longer
about
here to do his
Echevarria.
bidding,
Echevarria was a fool, a liar.
He was gonna say that, but
He
not
deceived
the
us. Told us we were following the black man. Nonsense. The true identity of the liar is Golgoroth.
Who is SS?
He says savagery? That fool? That child? She doesn't understand. She thinks her special breed of nectar will allow her to take power. She's an idiot. She's not a true believer.
where can we find her?
And where is she? We can,
Golgoroth.
we can help you. Where is she?
He says, he stands up. He says, I'm done with you imbeciles. Let me take my love and we'll depart.
I say throw them both in the pit.
Where do you plan on departing to?
We can make your last moments
He says,
very easy, or we can make them very difficult.
He says, I have no desire to live. I only wish to join my love in whatever sort of special hell Golgoroth has cooked up for us.
Well,
So you're planning suicide?
He walks over to pick up her body.
It's like I was planning a murder-suicide, but you guys killed her for me. Bastards.
I shoot him in the head.
Okay. He falls to his knees and then falls forward. Blood just starting to pool out from around him.
Savagery?
Is there? You said he was sitting at a desk. Is there anything on the desk?
No, not really. Just a record player.
I was
Suicide
kind
is a
of
sin. Better for him to die this way.
yeah. I want to know why he's so confident that it doesn't matter that he's dead. If he was sort of the lapdog of Golgoroth, why he's almost saying it's too late. But why?
Yes, he said that almost exactly. Yeah, so what does he have on the desk?
Well, what about the goddamn giant mouth with the tentacles, right?
Whatever.
Maybe that's why it's too late.
Well, we've seen them in 2 cities. I think it might be a good idea to destroy them where we find them.
How do you propose we do that?
Sorry. Oh,
Well-
he said one other thing before. Well, during that speech, right to say. He said that the mouths are not the liar. The liar already exists. The liar was summoned by Echevarria.
The liar from beyond?
Mm-hmm.
And he's not the mouths, he's not related to... Okay.
Well, no, the mouths are not. What he said was, you can't kill. Killing the mouths, killing me doesn't matter. The liar's still here. You can kill its mouths, but it'll grow 1,000 more.
So who is the liar?
Well,
gold.
All right,
Gold.
fair enough.
Well, I thought the
He's long
lyre.
gone.
So. Oh, all right.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
So everybody take a stability check.
who?
Everybody, stability
God
check.
damn it. Failed.
I appear to not be bothered,
Fail.
given that I
All right,
decided.
so there's another 3 if you fail, and 2 if you or 1 if you.
So what
One
happens
of
if
you
you're
said-
at 0
I'm at-
stability?
I'm at 0.
So if you're at 0 and you take more, you start taking sanity damage
Okay.
Oh, is
or
that how it works?
madness. Yep. So did you fail, Kitty, or did you succeed?
I failed, but I've been below 0 for like an hour, and
I think you took two stability checks since then, so you'd lose 2 sanity or 1 sanity for each one.
well, so the last stability check that I failed, you just told me to lose a sanity.
Right,
Um,
and so
Yeah,
the
you
same
lose-
thing for this one.
right. Okay. So,
Okay.
but you don't want me to lose stability as well? That's what I'm confused about.
But you
All
have
right, Gus.
you have no stability, right?
No, you can be negative anything stability, and there's different ways to play that out too.
Yeah. So
So I
you
don't know
also
if you want
lose 3
both.
stability.
Gotcha.
So this is all stone, right?
Yep.
So we can't burn it.
I suggest that we return with some explosives.
But
You
he.
think if we leave this place alone, it'll still be the giant tentacle monster is just gonna sit in its pit?
What do you
Well, I
think
mean,
it's
I'm
going to
sure
do?
it's not very easy to transport it, right?
I don't think they're going to move it. I don't think it's going to suddenly get out and eat the entirety of Mexico City. We seem to have killed most of the people who are involved in this cult in this location. I mean, if it happens to be totally destroyed when we return, I think our work has been done for us.
The power cable just goes to her like bike stand or something like that.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of stuff in this room. So there's a radio and
Gus, can't you engineer some sort of little,
microphone.
toaster bath or something like that?
Make a nuclear bomb out of a microphone and a transistor radio.
No, just
Ideally.
cut off the hot wires or something and lower that shit down into the monster and see if it can sing.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe. Is that possible? Could I electrically engineer that?
You want to try to electrocute the mouth?
Yeah.
The lamprey thing.
Okay, yeah. You guys can sever some of the cables and drop them in. You hear a sparking and a smoking, and the tendrils sort of return into the mouth, but it doesn't seem to be destroyed.
Something tells
Like I
me
said-
these things don't just die. Perhaps it takes some kind of bizarre ritual. So it brought them here. That might be what's necessary to send them back to whatever dark crevice of the universe they came from.
I don't think we know anywhere close to enough to try to engineer a counter ritual.
So you guys also begin to hear shouting from up above.
It's
I
your
have a
boy,
feeling
Kitty.
that we're quickly wearing out our welcome.
All right. You said he's at a desk. Can we search the desk quickly?
The
Rifle
desk
through
is
it?
basically empty. It's got a record player on it and like a notepad and stuff, but there's nothing written on it.
Okay. And are there any symbols in this room that would give us extra information?
There's Aztec stuff, but it's just Aztec stuff.
All right. Then I think it's time to be on our way. We appear to have worn out our welcome.
Yeah.
All right, let's get going then.
All right. So as you guys are headed back out the tunnel, you hear people rushing down the tunnel on the other side.
The natural tunnel.
Yeah, and you burst into the cool night air, not recognizing that you had grown so used to the smell of nectar, and hearing the natural noises of insects sort of grates against your ears at this point. So used to the tongue of the lyre and his song, it sort of wears at you almost more than anything this evening that you slipped so easily into just this natural feeling that those things were the way things should be. and then I assume after that you're gonna get back in your car.
Yeah. Let's get the hell out of here.
Stolen truck.
So basically we can. I assume you go back to JWR, Janet Winston Rogers, but that is basically Mexico City. If you guys want to tie up some loose ends, we can do that. But I would also like it if you guys try to decide where you're going to head to next.
Wow.
I'd like to go to the Yucatan.
I think so too. To Ichen, what was the letter? Ichen. Cheats.
Yeah, that seems to be the most logical.
Yeah.
Next spot.
Even shares some semblance to Gloxamal.
So, since me and Aaron had talked about sort of making the threat of what's going on apparent, I can be more explicit sort of outside the game if you guys feel like you need it, or you can tell me or you guys let me know where you're at.
I mean, I still don't really know what's at stake necessarily. Like,
I don't know. I thought this was a good step that we heard directly from Brooks.
Right.
That, like, the goal of the game is destruction of the world.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, what do we need to do to prevent it, right?
I think we need to find and destroy the lyre that was brought into the world when Echevarria carried out the ritual.
Okay.
but if this has been going on since the Mayas, why hasn't the world been destroyed yet? Like,
well, it's possible that no one was successful with the ritual in the way that Echevarria was, or it's possible that there has been efforts to stop it in the past. That we are one very small part of one side of a very long-standing war.
that could be true.
We're just like the next generation in
Power Rangers.
Star Trek?
No. God damn it. In
The Matrix?
no, what is it called? Eternal Darkness, where like every generation has somebody championed against the rise of the ultimate evil.
So then we need to find out who the liar is, right?
I thought the liar was Golgar Marzel.
So
So-
Gloxamal is the land that the
Uxamal
god
is a
came from.
place, I think, right?
Yeah. Golgoroth
Well,
is
didn't he say the words the liar was not the black man, it was Golgar?
So the
Golgoroth?
black man is what Echevarria invoked, who
Right.
was synonymous with Nyarlathotep, I believe. So that's who we assume they were like proclaiming as the true voice of the cult. This guy found out that Golgoroth was the real name of the god they were worshiping, who hails from Gloxamal.
And ironically, Echevarria was also a liar, just not the liar.
Well, that's sort of what's like kind of giving me pause about this whole thing. Like they're all referring to liars and
Yes. Liars and fools. Everybody's either a liar or a fool.
right. They all claim to know the absolute truth.
Right. So I mean, you can believe Jonathan Brooks,
Commentary on-
or you can believe Trammell, or you can believe Echevarria, or
We can believe Jesus.
Yes, this whole thing is actually a commentary on religion.
Jesus is right out.
You're not allowed to
So
believe
that's
him.
right, like the fate of George Ayers, who never returned from the fabled lands of
Right.
what is this? The law.
Saloy?
Dalal or yeah, we don't know where he went.
I think you know where he went.
That might be Africa, right?
I think guys know exactly where George Arias went.
Did he go to Bangkok or Africa? I forget.
You have his itinerary.
We have his itinerary.
All right.
Okay.
I'll look.
Right, yeah, so
You know
we'll
where
look
he
through
was
that.
when
We'll
he
look
was
through
there,
all that
and
stuff
how he got
offline.
there.
Oh yeah, no, he went to Ethiopia, right?
Yeah. So at this point, Ethiopia is also called Somaliland.
Somaliland. Okay.
Right. Okay. So, real quick, we can go through it. We don't have to spend a lot of time. Is there any loose ends you guys want to type in Mexico City? Anything you wanted to go do?
Yeah, we should meet with. We have a set meeting with
At noon,
Ganchi.
Okay.
And we should meet with him and let him know like what the situation is, and if he wants our help, like fleeing the country or city or something, we should offer to help.
So just in short order, Ganchi thanks you for killing Brooks and freeing him from his employ. He didn't want to work with him anymore, but he had gone in a little too deep. But he's fine staying in Mexico City. he will, he's thankful. He doesn't need help or money or anything like that.
Okay. What about Karnavalov?
So you're not sure what happened to Konolov, or
But it's immaterial.
at this point, more or less.
Okay.
All right, then I think it's on to. Well, I mean, I guess if I can find a professor at a university to ask, about the Yucatan a little bit and some of the Mayan or Aztec things we've run into and that kind of thing, then I would try to do that.
Okay, yeah. So generally, those inquiries are met with like incredulity, like that's ridiculous. The Mayans, what are you talking about, right? Like they had a set of gods, and this is not one of them, and I basically don't usually know what you're talking about.
Is there a way to get like a reference for Mayan or Aztec pictographs?
Sure, yeah.
Just so that if we saw something like we saw tonight, we could easily kind of at least get some idea.
Right. So you guys also have a number of books. I don't know if you ever want to go through any of them. Just let me know. We can do that we can probably do that at the beginning of the next session. The next session, you said you want to go to Merida, Yucatan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have the Axumite dagger with us, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. We should make a point of keeping that with us when we do these things in the future.
An Axumite dagger, the Axumite culture, that is from the Yucatan as well? Or
It's from North Africa.
That's North African.
okay.
Okay. Well, thanks for playing, guys. I hope you are enlightened.
Jeez.
A little heavy, maybe. But thanks for playing Trail of Cthulhu, Eternal Lies, Mexico City. We'll do Yucatan next. I guess we'll probably end up picking this up maybe it's going to be a couple months, I think, before we pick up Trail of Cthulhu again.
Possibly.
Next year?
We can figure that out.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe the end of January before that happens. But we'll definitely keep going. You guys get 2 build points, or so 1 investigative build point or 2 general build points. Spend them.
I don't think we even used the last one, so we gotta.
Well,
I used mine.
I didn't use mine.
You can refresh your abilities, everything except for stability, or everything except for sanity. By the way, how much sanity does Kitty have left?
One.
Okay, I mean we could talk
One
about that now. No, Kitty has a lot of sanity left. She has 6 sanity out of 8, which was permanently reduced from 9.
I thought she lost 3 this session and gained a point of Cthulhu Mythos.
Right, so the Cthulhu Mythos I have, and you said that reduced my pool by 1. So it went from a possible 9 to 8.
6 of 8. It was at 9 of 9, now it's 6 of 8.
So when you reduce your pool, you also lose a point. And there's basically no way to
I didn't
regain
know
sanity, so yeah.
Okay, so then it's at 5 out of 8.
Wait, no, I think Nick was right.
But Aaron, but what I calculated was that I went down, and I didn't include when I lowered my maximum that I also lowered my current. He's saying when you lose one, you also you also lose another one.
So you started with 9 of 9 sanity.
I started at 9 out of 9.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Then when you lose your maximum, that is losing 1, right?
Yes.
That's losing 1 at the same time. It's not like you can be at 9 out of 8. So if you lose 1 from your maximum, do you go to 7 out of 8 or do you go to 8 out of 8?
Is it equivalent to taking brain damage?
So the point is that at the time that I lost 1 from my maximum, I had gone down to 7 out of 9, and I just changed it to 7 out of 8. Are you saying I should have changed it to 6 out of 8 and lowered both sides of it by 1 point?
Yeah, I think so.
Because in that case, then yes, I'm at 5 out of 8 now.
Right. Okay. Well, anyways, we can discuss that. Unless there's anything else.
Lost sanity, but my stability's way the problem.
Well, so you can refresh your stability. But I think we'll leave it there. Unless there's anything else anybody wants to ask or anything you need before we sign off Mexico City.
I think we're good.
Okay, cool.
What are we doing next?
I have a non-stream related question.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead.
Are we still streaming?
We're live.
Yeah, we're still streaming, so you guys are making this a lot of fun to edit afterwards.
Well, don't edit
So-
it because first of all, we have to thank all our fans, and I also want to point out that Monday night at 8 p.m. will be the breakdown of Mexico City. So for anyone who's been enjoying this, who wants to watch us talk a little bit more about the story, what's been happening, and our roles in it, you can tune in Monday at 8 o'clock.
That's true. We stream every Tuesday at 7:30. Next week we'll be starting a short Shadows of Estrin adventure called Red Fall. I'm not sure exactly which people will be playing yet, but we're gonna start that up. It should last probably about 3 weeks. So hope to see you there. If you're watching this on Twitch, go check out our YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, go check out our Twitch. Also, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Another thing that sounds like that, and another thing that sounds like that.
Tweet.
Follow.
Tweet us. Message. Leave a comment. Oh, we already said that.
Come to
Talk
Kevin's
in our
house.
Twitch chat.
Donate.
Listen
Anyway.
to the words of Golgoroth.
Spread the tongue of the liar.
Anyway, thank you.
Thanks everybody for watching, and have a good night.
Good night.
Ciao.